Dapadamona, Salamat Pagi, morning true and good day. Welcome to day 5 of the ICC Under-9 Women's T20 World Cup Qualifiers here at Amini Park, Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. It's not a sunny Sunday today, but it's certainly going to be a Sunday full of fun day, because we have two of the up-and-coming teams here who have played some wonderful cricket over the past, working out the days, 5 days. A very evenly matched game on our hands today between Indonesia and the PNG Sialis. Went through both sets of teams' profiles last night, and I'm a really happy man, H. We've got H here in the box with us, we've got H outside, and we've got H down on the camera at ground level 2. I'm really pleased because I read through every player's profile from both the Indonesian team and also from the PNG team. And the one thing that made me happy, H, it's one of the questions was, what's your ambition for cricket in the future? And every single player in each team squad said, we want to play for our national team. You can't have better ambition than that. So well done to every player for supporting their country and wanting to go that step further. Today we have a prediction, and my prediction is, I don't have a prediction because I don't know. Indonesia, they're classy with the bat, they're skilled with the ball, and they have a lot of players that would make really good 50 over team players. And I think that's a credit to their coaching. The other thing is, I've spoken about it before, H, and you agree with this because you were there. They have been so full of joy for the whole 6 days they've been here. So I know Bhutan measure their economic growth on what they call the prosperity of happiness scale. And thank you to our Indonesian friends that have come over and really put a lot of life and joy and happiness into not only the playing, but also in the club rooms, the way they've interacted with other people, and at the hotel as well. So congratulations to their team. They've been an absolute delight to have here, and hopefully they can come back and visit us in the future when they're representing their team in the open level of cricket. The toss has been done. Indonesia have won the toss, and what I call an aggressive mood, they've decided to bat first. Their philosophy is runs on the board, we've got the bowling attack to protect those runs. PNG are also happy, they like to bowl first, so it's a win-win-win situation once again. Two evenly matched sides, both bowling strong and both determined to continue this tournament in a positive fashion. It's not over yet on a team scale, and also on an individual scale. We have ICC reps here evaluating each player, and at the end of this series there'll be a player team of the tournament situation, and that will be announced on the last Tuesday here at Amini Park. So there's a lot to play for. Indonesia, PNG, I've got no idea. My prediction is, I'm not sure. H, he hasn't really made a prediction yet. At the moment, H is chasing a wasp around the rooms here where we're sitting at the commentary box. We've had everything happen this week, but we haven't had a wasp before. So we'll talk about the wasp a bit more. If it gets closer, we might have to evacuate the commentary box at some stage. Looks like Loa Ranu coming into bowl from the Manu end, and Alan and Elna, the two E's, opening the batting once again for Indonesia. A good score today. It is slippery, it is wet out there. We had not only dew on the ground, we also had some rain last night, and not a lot of wind at the moment, and still a fair bit of cloud cover. As I said, it's a little bit gloomier today, so hopefully this will burn off and we'll have a beautiful day for cricket. Only the one game today, followed by the Creo Cricket Cup here at Amini Park. We'll talk a bit about that later on. So, Loa Ranu, right arm over the wicket, and she'll be aiming for that line across on off stump, pushing towards hitting that top bail of the off stump. Umpires today, we have Kim Cottons and we have Tina Simmons, both from New Zealand. In we come, first ball, down the leg side, and not only a wide, that's going to be an extra run. We hope to get a good crowd in here today. We know it's Sunday morning and lots of us here in PNG head off to church on a Sunday morning. So as the morning progresses, the crowd will build, especially with the Creo Cup, nearly said the word carnival, Creo Cup Carnival this afternoon, starting at around about midday, going through to about 2 p.m. Five on the onside. We have a deep mid wicket as well, and 4 on the off. In she comes, bowling to the left-hander. Inside of that goes Alma, that's another wide. Rugi's taking the Fijian side to church this morning, and good news in the terms of Fiji, their schools are opening tomorrow. That's great news. The floods are subsiding and school back tomorrow, guys. Down the leg side once again, bit of swing in the air. There will be today. And that's another wide. Score check up 2. Let's double check this. Just having a bit of, yeah, none for 5 there, guys. So the score was just adjusted. That's why I hesitated. Allen on strike. Now the right-hander. This is making difficult for Lower Rano to get her line and length right, having a left-hand, right-hand combo. Always is difficult, especially when the ball's moving around like it is this morning. Once again, right arm over. That's the line, that's the length. Pushed into the covers. They jog through for an easy run. Appeal for LBW. Appeal for run out, H. What am I talking about? A run out, and that is out. Oh my goodness, that's a tragedy for Indonesia. I think this is the second time that's happened. But direct hits, H, direct hits. She was dawdling there, and I can see Ella with her hands on her hip up there saying, what have I done? It's been a common denominator here, H. Over the games, we've had some really, really good run-outs in this tournament, direct hit run-outs. Umpire in perfect position for that. And we have a mixed bag of emotions at the moment, guys. It hasn't been a really good start. Pick up, throw, hits the stumps, and she was caught short of her ground. Yeah, so not to start with the ball that we've wanted for PNG, but a run out really brings Mutia to the wicket right now. Just checking one more thing there, but over so far we've got 3, so we still have got, in my calculations, around about 4 more deliveries to go on this over. Maybe 5. We do have 5 deliveries to go on this over, so it's going to be a long one, H. Once again, Mutia on strike this time. Well pitched up. Go for a run. Another chance for a run out. Holding up. Not out on this occasion. I tell you what, we praise their batting technique, H. We praise their bowling technique, the Indonesian girls, but their running between the wickets is leaving a little bit to be desired at this stage of proceedings. Once again, Lower Rano, slightly down the leg side, maybe some pad on that one, trickles down to fine leg, just waiting for the umpire to make her call. That's a leg by and a relief. 1 for 7 the score. We're only at the 0.3, only halfway through the first over, H. Seems like we've been here for a while. Well up, down the leg side once more. She's nearly putting it there at the moment. It's like a shot putter, isn't it? Just putting it there, trying to get it to the other end any way she can. So hopefully we get through the next couple of balls and we can give Lower Ranu a rest. That's the line, that's the length. They're going again, push and run. I think that's been one of the tactics for the Indonesians to rotate the strike, but you still got to be careful with the calls, don't you, Hey? One slight hesitation, we know these PNG girls can really field, so they're living dangerously out there at the moment at 1 for 8 off 0.5 overs. Loarano. Again, it looks like she found her length. That was up-ish to point, and they've jogged through for a run. End of the over, 1 for 9. And the new bowler will be interesting to see who they start the AH. We'll just wait for the captain to decide that, and then we can make see how we're going to go with the bowler from the Vicini end. It was Rolly Mahuru with that direct hit, H. Is that legal? Alright, so when I say that, guys, what we've got, the Creo kids are around the boundary today, guys. Lots of Creo kids acting as boundary riders. I didn't expect to have some in prams though, so it's a wonderful innovation here at Cricket PNG, and they're so excited, a lot of the kids. There's another one there, standing at attention. They do swap them over at the halfway mark, so we're not going to make them stand in the sun for long. They've got water there, and they've got wonderful sun hats too, as in comes Abigail Lea. Punched on the offside, back. Hopefully no confusion, guys. We do not want a second run out. I can see Mutua saying that too. Let's get our act together. And you can see Al with a big smile on her face saying, oh, I don't want to be involved in another one of those. Right arm over from Abigail. Oh, that's a good line, that's a good length, and just edge down to the backward point position or deep gully. Abigail Lea. Rugi went through the family history yesterday of the Lea family here. Well known in cricketing circles, AFL circles, rugby circles, everywhere. Abigail in a great start to her bowling for this innings. Again, backing up well as Mutua, but no chance for a run, straight to the fielder, and well fielded once again. So well done to Rolly for that run out. Dad will be very proud. Moved like a gazelle in the field, picked it up and knocked the stumps out. So Rolly Mahuru, take your hat off please. What a great effort. We salute you. And she comes once more. Abigail Lea, leg side wide and disappointing. She was building up a nice collection of dots there, and we end up with a wide ball. Creo cricket on today, guys. It's going to be big, so please get down here and watch all the fun. We've got our grand finals of the Creo Cup today, played here right on the sacred soil of Amini Park. Right arm over once again. That's the line, that's the length, and that's a little French cut there, I think. H in between the pad and the bat. Down to fine leg for 1 run. Lea stands upright at the start of her run as the block is taken by Mutua once again. 1 for 11 off 1.4. That's wide down the leg side. 1 run. There we have our ICC and Oz Sports people walking around handing out bottles of water. Tell them to climb these steps and give us one too, H. If they're giving food out, we want some too. H has only got 2 packets of fully loaded chips today for the morning. Just wait for tomorrow, it's going to be a feast, H. That one's short of a length. Hit backward of square leg, stop with a foot, and 1 run. Abigail Lea, quite a calm young player. Had a good chat to her on the first day when we were here. I just said hello. So big future, nice action, handy with the bat as well. And a lovely smooth action as you come into bowl. Short outside the off stump, quarter wide. And an extra run. Short once again, pushed uppishly in, and that is taken. Sort of an extra cover forward point position there. That was hit uppishly in the air and gobbled up. So Allen is out for 2. Mutua 3 off her 4 deliveries faced. And that's good result for Abigail Lea there with her wicket in her first over. 2 for 14 off 2. A very solid start by the PNG Cialis here. They'd be pretty happy with that. So look out again. Yep, straight to the cover position, and that's a nicely taken, very casually taken, handed to the umpire, and some celebrations again. New batter is Lea. Had a look at Lea before. Big chance for her today to shine once again. Chance to build an innings. We're still over what we got, H. We've got 18 overs to go. A big chance. Hopefully Loa Ranu can hit the spot this over and eliminate those wides, because I know they're dominating again this innings. So let's go. Down the leg side, a tickle on that one maybe. We'll wait and see. And they've jogged through for 1. I think there must have been a bit of bat on that H. There was. Let's have a look, H. Did she get a tickle? Yep, she did. She sat at the back of the bat, H, didn't it, eh? That would have been a disaster. Concentrate. Here you go. Live once again. Outside the off stump. On that corridor again. Lea. Facing up, yet to score. Loa Ranu. Manu End. Short outside there. That's up each. It's in the air. It's over the top of mid-off. And they're going to jog through for 2 runs. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Never take things for granted, H. It's an interesting running technique out there by the Indonesian girls at the moment. A run out is on. There's a lot of uncertainty. So for their learnings, guys, I'm sure they'll talk about this back when they get into the rooms about being decisive with your runs. And umpire, I think it's help us out here. Is that Kim? Just explaining to Mutua not to run along the middle of the pitch. It's just something you learn early, isn't it, H, with your sprigs on. Nice cut, that late cut there. It's gone through the backward point position, looking for 1 and 2, and leave it at there, girls. One thing we know about this this team from PNG, they have very good arms, strong arms. You can see our friend Jordan there from the Icc. He's on chair duty there, H, taking chairs around, so our wonderful Creo boundary riders don't have to stand at attention for an hour and 10 minutes. Right arm over the wicket. Loa Ranu. A bit of pad on it, I think. That's trickled down to backward square leg position. They're going for 2 and they make it easily, and we're just waiting for the umpire's call. Will she? Won't she? She's still thinking about it. She's talking to people. Right. This is interesting. I think there's a communication problem here. H might be H is our lip reader here. He's trying to say what the fielders are saying. I think there must have been a bit of bat on that, H, was there? Yeah, there was. My apologies. It's very difficult for us here having only the back view of the batter. Slashed onto the offside on that occasion. Good positive start by Lea. And it does hurt that ball, especially on a Sunday morning when it's a bit brisk out there, H. So that is over. And the batsmen go and have a little chat. Let's have a look first of all about our partnership graph. Things have started moving since Lea got out there. Partnership so far at 7 runs, and she's dominating that with 6 off 5. Taking strike for this over will be Mutua. Bit difficult at times too, guys, because our team sheet doesn't always match what we've got in front of us here on the screen. So if we've made a mistake with pronunciations, please be understanding. We're only working with what we have. Abigail Lea, Bassini end. Wide outside the off stump. It's in the air though, whacked over the top of cover, and they will pick up an easy run. Look for 2, talk about it, and then decide no. Very good decision. Run rate's not a problem at the moment, H. 6.67. If they could continue this and not lose too many more batters at this stage, they're looking for a formidable total of around about 100. As we said, we didn't make predictions because it is very hard to predict in series so far. Abigail Lea. Wide down the leg stump. If you are listening, Rexy out there, hopefully we can catch up before we head back at June. Rex, the legend of local AFL football here, Rex Lea. Very funny man. I'm going to tell H the story of Rex Lea's pig at a half-time mark. He will be lots of laughter here in the box. In comes Abigail. Up-ish, 2 point, no run. Don't they look splendid in their uniforms, both teams, guys? Absolutely wonderful designs on the PNG, Vanuatu. Like the professional look of the Indonesian uniforms, the beautiful blue of Samoa, the sky blue of Fiji. Fabulous designs. Once again, short of length this time, tugged on the onside, back with a square leg. That will stop, that will stop, that will stop, that will not stop. That's gone for 4. And that's a lovely shot, just slightly short of a length. It sat up there and say, hit me please, and Lea sure did. So great brisk start there. She's on 9 from 7. I think there'd been a slight adjustment to her score there. 9 from 7, that's a positive start. Score 26 for 2 off 3.3. Play and a miss, it's out. H and I had this discussion 2 weeks ago about in Australia we say it's 2 for 26, and he's designing this very special app for Creo cricket at the moment, and we had a big discussion on whether it's 2 for 26 or in England they say 26 for 2, and that's a decision we have to make to suit our app. So we decided on the Aussie way of doing things at 2 for 26. Powerful shot into the offside, no run. That's by Lea again. Short this time, slash backward a point, and that's through the gap as well. Racing down to the boundary, and could be 3. Are they looking for 3? No, they're happy with 2. Aprilia, what a lovely name, H. Nikadak Dwi Aprilia. A very bright start, 11 off 10. And let's have a look at this. The worm is accelerating. It dropped a bit, but now it's levelling off. So now look at our first over. There was a wicket, but it was expensive because of the number of no balls in that bowl. We have our teams from the Indonesian embassy again over there. H, welcome everyone. Lots of smiles, and that's been the way of the Indonesian team. So thank you for sharing your team with us this week. They have been an absolute delight. Wish I could just take them on an excursion to Nature Park, H. That would be awesome, hey? Right arm over the wicket, Molong, Hobart arm. The Tassie Tiger, it's slashed outside the off stump, a miss by the keeper. Just check if there was an under edge on that. Have a look at the umpire, that is by. So no under edge on that one. But so far in this series, the Tassie Tiger has been our secret weapon, hasn't she, H? She bowled delightfully yesterday, 4 wickets. Strong, athletic, run up to the wicket. And the good thing about her, she's kept pressure on the batters the whole way through when she's been bowling. From ball 1 to ball 6. And she comes once again. Keep us a bit closer this time. Again, that line and length. The corridor, H calls it. H's corridor of uncertainty. She's hit that spot twice already. And I think she's been a revelation, H. A big fillip. I can see a big L on her back in the not too distant future. Molong Hobart, the Tassie Tiger. Right over the wicket. 3 from 3. Reach for that one. The umpire has called that a wide. But as we've spoken about many times, I'd rather a wide on the offside. Erring that way rather than a wide down the leg side. I don't know if that stands up in court at all, H, but it makes sense to me. Get the corridor right, get a little bit close. You can easy to adjust from bowling a wide outside the off stump to bowling one over that off stump. Period, like that. Right on line a second time. So she adjusted from the ball before and found that perfect line and length just on off stump. Hobart, another really good strong over. Starting off from the Manu end, a swing, a hit. It's gone over the top and that's gone down to the boundary for 4. And for the first time, one of our boundary riders has picked up the ball and taken it to the nearest fielder as instructed, H. Hope your boys have been instructed well. He's a very proud father in here today. His son is somewhere around the boundary line at some stage, and hopefully our camera person out there can find young H and get a close-up, please. Again, that's a great hit, because you know that nut was on middle and leg, but it did say over pitched in that corridor of hit me, and that was hit. So fantastic shot. That one's wide down the leg side, and that's called a wide, and that's what a shot like that does, H. It puts pressure back on the bowler. At 2 for 35 now, that's really accelerated the run rate. I think that might have been the first time that Molong Hobart's actually been taken to, H, in this series so far. So what Molong did is she said, I'm not going to take that, I'm going to ram one right up on her toe and try and knock a leg stump out. And of course she overdid it and straight down the leg side. This one again down the leg side. Appeal for LBW, not out. Shot of the stumps and well backed up by Mutuia on that occasion. Really supported her and got to the other end safely. So I reckon Molong's gone up about 10 kilometres an hour in the last 2 deliveries, H. No fast bowler likes to be shellacked through mid-wicket, and she's got her pride, H. She's got her pride. Hobart from the Manu end. Storms in this time. Right up appeal, and that is out. That is out, HLBW. Got away with the first one, but the second one right up there, right in the block hole, hit that front foot, and I think that was taking leg stump out of the ground, H. But amazing what being hit for 4 does to a fast bowler, H. H is not a fast bowler, he's a leg spinner, but no one, especially in your initial overs, like to be whacked through mid-wicket, and Molong, what a comeback. Big appeal, and that is out. Significantly out too, because I think Mutua was the one that could have really stuck around for the full 18 overs and backed up the other batters down the other end, but that's put her back into pavilion. Out for 5, but did her job, batted for 5 overs. 1 over of the power play to go, and I'm sure we'll be having a good look at how Leah's going to attack this. Aprilia Putri, Nikarek Kutui Aprilia Putri. Might get H to do a few pronunciations today, guys. Next batter in is Hilva, the captain. Handy bat and a lovely bowler as well is young Hilva. Hilva Nuralia Siami Lukman. Our Indian listeners will be getting excited there. It's Lukman, not Luxman. Lukman. So no relation, I heard. I asked her that question. I asked her, "You're not related to Luxman, are you?" And she said no. She didn't know who he was. H starts. What a batter he was, hey? What a batsman. Changing the bowling. Conio is on. Conio is on. One of H's favourites. Conio. Now we've got a couple of Conios, but this is Conio Guevara. Right arm over the wicket. Hits the length perfectly. Is that the one that bowled the practice ball yesterday? It wasn't legitimate. That was one of our funny moments of the series. A poor old umpire didn't know what to do. Conio's coming running in to bowl a practice delivery and actually bowled the ball.
That was the game again. Second match.
Second match, that's right. Not yesterday, sorry. It was too serious yesterday, but one of the highlights, wasn't it? No one told her that you weren't allowed to bowl delivery, so the umpire thought she was just coming in to have a practice run. They didn't know the signal, did they? Dead ball, no ball, what was it? Oh, I hate to have had some fun. Once again, Conio Guevara, right arm over, she's hit the mark. Short of length, this one's whacked on the onside by Lea. Running around and fielding it carefully, cautiously, fumbles. Are they going for 3? Let's have a look. Are they happy with 2? I think they're happy with 2. Yeah, lovely shot. Anything short, Lea has really pounced on in this innings. And have a look at the run rate. 17 balls faced, 17 runs. If she can get a bit more action here, we know we've still got 3 deliveries in the power play to go. I don't think she's going to waste those. Right arm over the wicket, short again, this time cut, and it's gone through the point region and for a run. One of the aims of all developing cricket nations, of course, is to find cricketers who can play the whole wagon wheel of shots, and I know that so far we've been very pleased with Leah's progress, because she can not only hit on the onside, she's shown that she can cover drive, she can play late cuts, and of course anything short she punishes on the onside. So young Lea, what a future she's got. Aprilia Putri. We have Conio Guevara. Yeah, Guevara. H just told me there's an A at the end, and that's, I'm just trying to finish my sentence, H, if you wouldn't interrupt. It's wide outside the off stump. Umpire has called it the slower ball, just lost the track just there, and that's a wide. Hilva does her shoelace. Conio does her shoelace up. Hilva on strike. Goes for a little stroll. All our friends in Jakarta listening in and watching. Our friends in Kupang, in Bali, in Denpasar. Welcome to our telecast today. That one's pushed to the point position and well fielded, no run. To all our friends in the PCI, welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying our telecast today and cheering your team on. Short this time, that's the one she wants. Hilva's gone for it and she's LBW, played across the line. H and I are going to have a good look at that, but that's a very significant wicket for PNG. The captain out for a duck, and that really has put the pendulum back in PNG's favour. I was going 50-50. If they get to 90 runs, Indonesia, it could be difficult for the PNG side, but at 4 for 40 now, big chance. Have a look. It's short of a length, but doesn't bounce a lot. It then hits the thigh, but that was going to hit middle and leg around about 7/10 of the way up the stump, H. That was a very good decision by the umpire. Great view of it too. And I'm on Hilva's side there. That was short, that was to be pulled, but it's very difficult when you haven't been there for long. Just short of a length, yeah, that was the shot to play. Just didn't get the bounce she expected. And it's difficult to play that shot when you've just been there for 2 deliveries. It's a hard one, but in this form of the game, you can't waste a short pitch delivery. You've got to have a crack at it, and she did. So bad luck to Hilva Lukman. You missed out today, but the good thing about you can come back with those left arm orthodox spin deliveries of yours. Very polished cricketer, Hilva. Mulong Hobart back in the attack, and she has her tail up. She has her tail up now, so good luck to Leah, because you have a very fine bowler coming in from the Manu end, who has 1 wicket so far for 6 runs, and I'm sure she's looking for more. Right arm over the wicket. Powerful run up. Short outside the off stump, that's called a wide. Yeah, for all those competitions, Jakarta, Kupang, throughout Bali, hopefully you're all supporting us, supporting your team today. We also left one out. We talked about West Papua for Jayapura, trying to get the right pronunciation, and the cities in that region as well. Hello, Selamat Pagi. And that's pushed down the onside, and Leah is off the strike. She is now on 19, and the score rolls over to 4 for 42. Kantika, another very polished performer here in this series so far. Niputu Kantika, right arm bat, right arm bowler, right arm all-rounder, H. Some weird cricketers on this series, H, isn't there? Right arm over. Oh, that's short of a length and jumps a little bit. Nothing too scary. It was just a bit of a tennis ball bounce there, H, from Molong Hobart, the Tassie Tiger. For those people don't know why we're calling her the Tassie Tiger, Hobart is the capital city of Tasmania. And H is excited tomorrow because we've got more of those savoury shapes coming, the Aussie savoury shapes. And he devoured about 50 Tasmanias the other day. So there's more coming, H. It's going to be a festival of food tomorrow. Right arm over the wicket and played on the offside, just a point. It's through the point, and that's disappointing because 2 things it gets Kantika. Or did they run, H? Maybe they didn't run on a misfield there. No run? 1 run. That's what I thought. I'm just waiting for a tick over, H. Yep. Sometimes, guys, the information when we're looking at the screen, we don't actually see the pitch, whether they're running. So H has been working on that today. The next international series, we're going to have a lot more cameras, a lot more action, and a lot more chances to watch the replays as too from different angles. In comes Molong. Pushes the ball up in the air. Oh my goodness gracious, H. It is so frustrating, isn't it? Just a loop out to the covers there, and the field's just a little bit deep. So a lucky break for Kantika, for Leah actually. Let's have a look, H. Just played through the ball too early on this occasion, I think. Yeah, instead of going through with a shot and whacking it over mid-off, She's held back, and that could have quite easily been out. Live once again, this time outside the off stump, a little bit of outswing, and Lea watches it through to the keeper. Practices that defensive shot again, so I think she was caught in two minds. We have a deep mid wicket, 5 on the onside, 5 on the offside, and once the power play is finished, the first power play, we're now into where we can have more than the 2 fielders outside that inner circle, that 30-metre circle. In charm comes Molong once more. That's the line of length. That's a bounce she gets, that unusual bounce sometimes. And that is over. Score check, 4 for 43 off 7. H is doing his maths. How many 7s in 43? And of course 6 7s are 42. He knows that the run rate per over is over 6 at this stage. The reason we're so good at maths, because here in PNG we not only take cricket clinics, but we take mathematics into the classrooms as well. So lots of excitement today. Our Discovery Centre will be opening in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be in there not only running cricket clinics, but also teaching the kids about scoring, the probability in cricket. I think our booklets ended up with about 90 different really good fun activities that link mathematics to what happens in the scoring process of cricket. Second over from Conio, and tucked around the corner, and they've jogged through for 1. Significant well done to Kantika. She knows she needs to get Lea down the other end. She's the one with the eye in. She's the one that can do the most damage. 4 for 44. It's an even money race at the moment. Lea on strike. Connie Gavera over. Short outside the offside. Has a good look, and the umpire calls that a wide. It's a bit tricky here with that angle sometimes, H. It looks like it's inside that blue tram track, but it's just outside because of the angle. We don't get a really good look at it. So umpire Simmons and umpire Kim Cotton, they've been very, very consistent with the ways they've called the wides outside the off stump. Well played. A good line of length, good Conio Gavera, and played with a lot of respect by Lea. Now 19 off 23, 6.14 the run rate. Maths is being done by H at the moment. He's multiplying 6 by 20, and a score of 120 would be really good for the Indonesian girls. They'd be happy with that. Short hit round the corner. That's going to roll down towards the boundary at fine leg. Gone for 2. They're looking for 3, and they're saying no. These PNG girls have got strong rocket arms. There's not a third one there. So well played. A hard shot to play down the leg side to get on contact onto that. So Lea well and truly has her eye in now. Now with the deep mid wicket, that shot of hers is going to be restricted now. So whether she goes straighter or starts to be more delicate in a role play, that's the one through the covers, and that's nearly caught and bowled. It ricochets out to the offside, no run. My question was answered. He's going to go straight H, and that one was rocketed back to the bowler. Wouldn't mind seeing that one again. I don't think we're going to get a chance. Once again, Connie Gavera. Oh, respectful. Just dropped that one slightly shorter. Harder to get into the drive mode with that one. And she's still admonishing herself, Conio, for dropping the catch. But it was travelling, H, wasn't it? Hey, it was really moving. Conio Gavera, right arm over, wide outside the off stump. The umpire has a good look at that one and says that one was right over the blue line. And that is over. Look at this. There's our batting. There's our bowling marks as well. 17 extras to this stage off the 8 over. That's 2 extras per over. Score is 4 for 47, with Lea on 21. Kantika 2 off a 3 deliveries faced. And as we said a few times, the run rate's now got under 6, which gets H excited. We have a game on our hands here at Amini Park. Once again, H doing the calculations. We have what we call the estimated final score, WASP there. says 129. H and I don't always agree with that. It doesn't take in all the human factors as well. The one factor it does give in is it gives us an estimate as well. We've lost the coverage here for a second. Looks like Georgina Tom coming into bowl from the Manu end. Short, wide outside the off stump, hit into the covers, no run. Warm up, Tom. Warm up, Tomo. Warm up. That looked like a very stiff delivery from a girl that bowled yesterday. So make sure you've got into your warm up rhythm and hit that spot you hit yesterday. Right arm over. Outswinger. Keep it, gloves it neatly. Back to the bowler. So Kantika, can she get down the other end and give Lea the strike? We don't want Lea to get frustrated by not having the strike. She needs it because she's the main run scoring weapon that they have here in the Indonesian team. And it's now Kantika's job to make sure they can push and rotate the strike and get Lea on as much right strike as she possibly can. Right arm over. Pushed onto leg stump, appeal for LBW, that was never hitting. Kantika goes for a walk to say, look where I am, umpire, I'm nowhere near it. It's one of boys' tactics, that's one. He goes wandering off on the leg side after I've hit him smack bang on the pads and says that was out, not out. It's a very clever ploy. Georgina Tom. Holding that ball down the seam. Should get a bit of swing today. It is humid today once again. Outside a little bit short and push the mid off. No run. Keep it up, Tomo. Keep it up, Georgina. We want an over where there hasn't been one ball slung down the leg side. Which village is Georgina from, H?
Ari.
I knew that. That's why I asked him the question. H is taking credit for Georgina's bowling style and accuracy, and that's a good one. That's the one that swung, gave it more air, good shot through the covers, slightly over pitch, but it did move, and they pushed through for one run. Now your job now, Georgina, is to keep Lea down the non-striker's end, because that will build pressure on her. If you can keep her down that end, you've done your job. Kantika doesn't have the shot range of Lea. Lea's on strike. Dot ball is the aim. Wide outside the off stump. Beautifully bowled. Well negotiated with Lea, but Kantika now has the job of trying to get Lea down the other end on the first ball of the next over, which will most likely be bowled. Let's have a check. I don't think they're going to make a change just yet. So it could be Guevara again. We'll have a check. Look at that. There's our batting partnerships at this stage. This one just developing with 8 runs off the first 10 or so deliveries they faced together. Run rate is dropping. Abigail Lea from the Bassini end. Keep it tight. Dot balls are your friend. Wickets are your bestie. In she comes, Abigail Lea, right arm over the wicket, over pitch, smacked into the offside, straight to the cover position, no run, and showing off with a throwing a PNG once more. I reckon they've hit the stumps about 10 times the last couple of days, haven't they? They've been very accurate with their throwing. Well done to Jason, he's done a great job with their fielding drills and things. Four for 48. Abigail Lea, right arm over to Kantika. Down the leg side once more, that's quarter wide. H is just looking for his whiteboard markers here, but I can't get up and show him that they're over my right shoulder, so he's got something significant to say, and when he says it, we all listen. Lea. Where's Abigail from, H?
Sorry?
Where's Abigail from? Which village?
She's from
Central?
Central.
Yes, yes. Wide down the leg side, that's quarter wide. Abigail, just get it right. Big breath, go through your routine. What's worked in the past? stretching up here for H. Whoops. Knocked something over, H. He's not happy. H devouring a packet of fully loadeds already, guys. If you don't believe it, he's going to show you in a moment. Some people said, oh, you haven't really got stuff up there, have you? And I said, yes, we do. And tomorrow is the Festival of Food Day. H is getting excited already. Don't bring any lunch tomorrow, H. Don't bring any lunch. It's going to be an eaterama. Score check now. In comes Abigail Lea. Right arm over. Pushes down the leg side once more. The umpire had a good look at that one, H. We're still waiting. And I think she said these words. She said that was hittable. You just moved inside that ball trying to entice her to raise her arms out. Right arm around over the wicket once again. That's an excellent decision from the umpire. That one's short, hit behind square leg, hit back to fine leg, and they're going for 2 runs. There could be a chance here. That's well run. That's excellent running. Whew, it is happening now. That's a beautiful shot there. Completely difficult across the line with that shot to get it backward of back down to fine leg and making the most. Excellent shot. Lea. Well pitched up on this occasion, bit of extra bounce and well taken by the keeper. 4 for 52, that's a 50 runs up, it's a half century. Anticipated score of 128, H and I saying around about 110 they'll be happy with. Lea. Short once more. This time it's punched on the offside. That's a good shot. They're going to get through for 1 run easily. And that, by our calculations, H calculations, everyone calculations, that is out. And we're going to have a drinks break, or what? Rugi calls, what does he call it? Or something drink break, doesn't he? Hey, the designated drinks break or whatever. Have a look at that. Is that on the screen now, H? Have a look at this. Is our book, guys. Cricket numeracy for PNG schools, a mathematics project using cricket scoring to enhance learning. Tell you what, we have had a ball with this going around the different schools promoting the activities we designed here in Port Moresby that not only teach the kids about cricket but enhance their numeracy skills as well. It's designed specifically for grades 5, 6, 7 and 8, but the team here in Port Moresby have adapted a lot of the games to suit the pickaninnies, the younger kids, and also some of the concepts can be used in the upper grades as well. So data collection is essential. You can see our young students over there. They're going to be blessed in a few weeks' time because we're going to have a special opening of our numeracy centre here, and they're going to be invited to come along. So if you're here after the game, we've got some prizes and stuff to give them, but the prizes aren't things you eat. They're things you can do your maths homework with, because we think cricket and mathematics go hand in hand. And that's our way of saying thank you to the schools for letting us in to teach you cricket. We can teach you a little bit more than that. So thanks, H, for putting that slide up. The booklet is finished. We're very proud of it. The only thing we need to add is a few more pictures, and that's pictures of typical PNG situations in the schools where the kids are doing the activities. So our photographer Mary Joyce is going to be here next week, and she'll be doing the final bits of that. So look, we've even got a person trying to steal the chair there. Oh no, they're just stretching. They're doing their chair aerobics there. We teach them chair aerobics here. He's going for a bit of a walk. And there's another one. We're trying to find another. There we go. Oh, they're up there. So there's our Indonesian friends as well. They're clapping, cheering on the team. That's a stretching activity we do in our chairs too, H. He's doing a great job. She's doing a great job out there. So this is an innovation, and we got our Creo cricket kids around the outside. Once this game today is finished, it's going to be a festival of Creo cricket, playing for the Creo Cricket Cup. Now, if you don't know about Creo cricket, the inventor was Nobody. It's a culmination of a whole lot of different concepts in cricket. How can we now make it so every kid gets a fair go? As a coach, H and I have discussed this. We'd coached teams in the past, and our objective was to win. And by doing that, we'd have the same kids batting, same kids bowling, and not all the kids were getting a crack. In Creo cricket, everyone bats, everyone bowls, everyone fields in different positions. And if you go out bad luck, you get another shot. You lose some runs, but you get another shot. So it's very inclusive. We have as many girls as boys playing here in PNG, and it also gives a chance for the kids, if they do make a mistake and go out, that's not the end of their game for that day. They get to do everything. So thank you to the inventors, because there's not one inventor and there's not one country that owns it. It's a fabulous way of developing good, young, all-round cricketers. We take it a step further here. H is going to talk about his app today to the ICC people. We can gather all the data on the kids that play and put it somewhere in the cloud, H. I don't know about the cloud, but I know it's up there somewhere. Amazon something or other, H? Amazon web. In comes Georgina Tom. Beautiful line, beautiful length, punched out to the offside, and Kantika, now getting her eye in, jogs through for one run. Which brings Lea onto strike. She's hasn't had the strike as much as the first 4 or 5 overs of her innings, so she'll be cherishing the chance now to up the ante, push the run rate up. Georgina Tom, again short of length on the onside, beautifully bowled. Is Georgina related to the Lawa Gawa Tom, one of our national players?
Georgina is from Pari and Gawa is from Manila.
Ah, they still could be related, H, but H says no. Georgina, the reason I say she runs in with that whippy action, doesn't she, hey, with that lovely fluent run. Okay, that one's down the leg side, and she's got hold of that one back with a square leg. There's an easy 2 runs there. Nothing silly in the running. They get back. Oh, big hesitation there by Kantika. And I'm sure Leah's saying, get on your bike and get down the other end. There were always 2 runs there. So as far as Leah's concerned, she was running to the danger end there, and Kantika has to back her up by going when she says go. Tom. Nice, neat, compact delivery stride now, and it's a slower ball hit upishly, and that is caught. Caught it backward point, sort of a gully position, so it was a slower ball. She held that one back up. Bit of a discussion there. Always have to give the ball back to the umpire. You can't hold it there in the circle. And well bowled. Even though it was a full toss, H, it was the pace of that ball that really deceived her, and Leah's hit that one in the air. Just having a look at the replay, guys, and that is out. Well battered, Aprilia. Well battered. 20 odd runs. Now Kantika's on strike with Sukma. Score check 5 for 56 off 10.4, and new batter at the crease. Nikamong Sukma Matia Kari. Just checking the number on the back, number 22. And Tom. Full pitch down the leg side, tried that little bit extra hard, and that's going to be at least 2 extra runs on top of the wide. And once again, just that trying a little bit too hard, maybe a bit more pace she was pushing on that one, trying to get the big Yorker in there. and just lost the line.
That was 2 runs.
Yeah. They got 2 runs. You must have got a tickle on that one, did you, H? That's why I'm looking quite perplexed at H there. I thought that was wide. Pushed on the offside on this occasion, and they've jogged through for 1. That's a big appeal, and that is out. That is not out. The reason we're looking perplexed here, we can't quite see through our murky window here, and we were judging it on the bowler's reaction, because the appeal went up and then she started cheering and running towards the other, and it is out. Now, why there was a hesitation there, I'm not quite sure, H. That's a good one for us to chat to the referee about, because I think the question might have been, did the wicket keeper collect the ball? Was it a legitimate collection of the ball? And the replay is going to tell us this. Georgina Tom was adamant, but she wouldn't know. She's just the bowler. It was the fact that the umpires were checking if the ball had been collected legitimately by the keeper, and then the bails were taken. So a lot of running around everywhere here. We haven't seen the replay, but one thing we know that a learning from the Indonesian team from this game was definitely their running between the wickets. It's been, what would you say, H? A little bit inconsistent. Something to work on. So with 2 wickets falling in that over, the Manhattan's going to be slowed down significantly, especially with Lea going out and the new batsman Kentika going out as well. That's a tragedy, guys. 6 for 58 now. Riznia is the new batter in. Nikadak Au Isrima, Emitariantanti, and Sukma is on strike to Abigail Lea. Takes centre, and looks like she's taken leg as well. Comfortable approach over the stumps. Short of a length, and pushes it back to the cover position. No run. One thing I did mention to their coaches this morning is we're very impressed with their batting techniques, the way they take stance, the way they watch the ball right onto the face of the bat. I said there's a few test players coming into this team, I'd say. They play with a lot of patience as well. Right arm over the wicket from lower. Up in the air that time, Roel Runu has hit the spot. Maybe the change of ends is doing her good. Dot, dot. Short this time, bit of extra bounce there, pushed on the offside, and a definite run, no hesitation, easily through for the 1. Brings Riznia on the strike for the first time. Once again, a very positive profile from Riznia. Loves the game. You can see it in her demeanour. Well bowled to Ria Ranu so far. She's really hit the spot with her second spell. This one slightly down the leg side and under edge onto that one, and they jog through for 1. One of the emphasis in 2020 cricket is the running between the wickets, and it's sort of a hard one to teach in some ways. It becomes instinctively at some times, and the girls have been undone with a couple of brilliant bits of fielding today, but it's all learning, H, isn't it? Hey, all learning. Sukma on strike, 3 from 5. Pitch right up there, and that's hit the point. Slight fumble, a slight misjudging in the run between the wicket again, and our wicket keeper says to you, get that into your hand. Six for 61, 11.5. Excellent over from Loa Ranu on this occasion. She'd be much happier with herself after this. Oh, appeal for LBW, and that is out, H. That is out. That looked very adjacent. Hit the back leg She was in a crouched position when it thudded into the pad, and I'm pretty sure Riznia has really misjudged the length of that one. It's thudded into the pad, and that is definitely out. 7 for 61 now. And the PNG girls, our Cialis, have really given themselves a good chance on this Super Sunday to register a win. Yeah, she's missed the bat. That was thudding into middle stump around about 3/4 of the way up, I reckon, H. Another excellent decision by our New Zealand umpires. And the good thing throughout this series with all the umpires, our friends from Indonesia as well, and of course our very own Helen, they've given the benefit of the doubt in LBWs. They've made sure it's been plumb before they've given it out. They've been very consistent with that and the run-outs. And they've had their work cut out, I can tell you. I think they're bringing in the gun once again, Hates. The big guns are back. It's the Tassie Tiger. Am I right? It is. It's Molong Hobart, the capital. I'll give H some Hobart questions if you like, H. A few trivias for H here. You can say yes or no. True or false? Right arm over the wicket, pushed on the onside by Shukman, a slight misfield, and that's 1 run. In the heat of battle, you get a lot of misfields in this form of cricket, don't you, H? Because the girls are, you know, you field it 10 times out of 10 at training, but in the heat of battle, when that run is happening and you think I've got to do 3 things, I've got to look at the ball, I've got to pick it up, I've got to dispose of it, and if you lift your eyes up at the wrong time, it causes a fumble every time for young cricketers. It's something we've learnt throughout our vast experience, H, isn't it, hey? To keep your eyes on the ball, stay calm, and make sure you've gloved it before you throw it. True or false, H? The Derwent River flows through Hobart. True or false?
True.
That is true. 1 from 1. In comes Hobart once again. Right arm over the wicket. Pushed into the covers and no run. Actually backward a point on that occasion. Hobart and Tasmania was originally a convict settlement for English and Irish and Scottish prisoners. True or false? He's looking it up on YouTube, oh, Google. That is false? No, that is true, H. So oh, that one is lifted mightily off a good length there. Well, can we have another look? Is it possible, H? That one neither jumped or I'm not quite sure. I got a bit of a blurry look at that one. H has put the replay up. And she comes. Oh yeah, that's really jumped off a length, hasn't it, hey? You know, Hobart's a strong girl. Once again, in she comes. Full length on this occasion. That's a play and a miss. So ball of the day from the 5th over. Sorry, from the 4th delivery of this over. Molong really got some lift. Varney and the team said this new pitch to the east they used yesterday will have more life in it, and it's been good for batting but good for bowling as well. A lot bouncier. Molong, 1 delivery to go. Right arm over the wicket. It's pitched right up. That's a play and a miss. The outswinger going there. Well bowled, Molong Hobart. Now H, no pressure on here. You've got 1 out of 2 so far. So the 3rd question on Hobart. Just making sure I get a good one. The true or false, we had snow in Hobart yesterday on Mount Wellington. Little mountain outside the main city centre. Thinking it's only April, H.
False.
No, it's true. It's true. Well done to H. He's won some chocolate, guys. So for our friends in Hobart, guys, we did have some snow in Tasmania yesterday. First snow of the season. Big cold front coming up from Antarctica. And yeah.
I don't really know about
He doesn't know about Hobart. He eats the lollies, he eats the chips, but he doesn't know. Marvellous state of Australia, often overlooked, but absolutely stunningly beautiful, H. We'd have to rug you up to take you down there today, though, I can guarantee it. Great cricketers come from Hobart. We've got Ricky Ponting, Tim Payne. And on the onside this time, and that's 1 run. Score check, guys, 7 for 62. And Connie Garvera bowling here again from her favourite end, I think. She likes it from this end, they're from the Bassini end. Now, trivia question, H, were you here when Mr. Campbell was CEO of Cricket PNG? Right, so he's from Tasmania. One of the few Tasmanian fast bowlers to appeal for LBW. That is out. She's actually nearly walked on that one, Cynthia. But that was dead set plum, H. Dead set plum. So the pride of Tasmania. Hobart bowling from the Manu end, and now we have Connie Guevara getting the next wicket. That brings it up to 8 for 63 off 13.3. The problem now is, can Indonesia bat out their 20 overs? This is really important. With around about 6 point something overs to go, that's the case. Honestly, H, we could have given that out from up here. H had his finger up before the umpire even did, because we could see that it thudded in. It was going to hit middle stump, maybe middle leg. Is that your boy walking around the boundary there, H? Intan in. We know she's a delightful young bowler as well from Indonesia, so her chance to shine with the bat today. But Conio, well done, 2 from 9. Shaky start, but now she's got her line length right, and we've got the left-hander facing up. Well done to Conio. She knew her work too. She'd moved straight across to bowl right arm around the wicket. She realised Intan was a left-hand batter, and she's going to be ready to see if she can hit that spot once again. 8 for 63, fabulous bowling. And it's one thing you can hang your hat on for Jason and the team down there. Pauke Siaka, your team have bowled beautifully throughout this series. They really have. That's over pitched. It's called putting a jinx on it. That's going to be a no ball, and there could be an overthrow here. There isn't. But yeah, I'm interested why Conio went around the wicket, H, straight away. It's something I wouldn't coach, but she's obviously more comfortable bowling to the left-handers there. And will she come over the wicket? I think she will now. Or is she going to stay around? She's going to go around the wicket to the... No, she's not. She's going to go over the wicket. I don't think she knows herself, but this is a free hit. Sukma on strike. And I'd be having a red-hot dip at this one, H. Well bowled, pushed upperly onto the onside, no run. They've already got the run for the wide. Sorry for the over pitch delivery, the height no ball. We promised tomorrow, guys, we'll go through all the ways in H's trivia question yesterday, not about Hobart, all the ways you can bowl a no ball. That one's pitched well up onto the onside that time. We've got a short mid-wicket there ready for the uppish push. No run. Again, an aggressive field. We've got 8 for 65 and the girls are going in for the kill here. We've only got 2 batsmen out, so 2 fielders outside the inner circle. Over pitch once again, a play and a miss. No run. And well bowled Conio Guevara. I nearly said a wicket maiden, but not quite with that no ball. Yeah, so H has been doing his research, guys. The question yesterday was, how many ways can you bowl a no ball? I think we've seen around about 7 of them in this innings, also not this innings, but in this carnival so far. I'll ask our match referee, Intan, the left-hander on strike. Georgina Tom from the Manu end, adjusting her line, of course, having just bowled to the right-handers for a fair period of time. The field is changing around a little bit for Intan. They pushed another fielder out onto the onside, which means we've got 4 on the off. And just check, we've only got 4 on the off. This could be a trouble with no ball here, H. Let's have a look. Can you counter for us, H? Let's have a look. I think there's only 4 on the offside. Anyway, let's have a look. It's wide down the leg side, and that's an extra run. We'll let the umpires do the umpiring here, guys. But
It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1 in the deep mid.
Yeah, but that's I only see 4 on the offside, H.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, I've got it. Yeah. What confuses us, guys, is it confuses me. H is fine with it. Is the umpiring wearing very similar clothing to the Cialis, and for an old man who wears glasses, it's a bit confusing for me. That one's pushed backward a point for 1. Lovely delicate shot there from Intan. Looks like she can handle the bat a little bit, H. Sukma now on strike. Georgina Tom. Pitch well up, that's up in the air, up-ish, and down the throat of the mid-off, and that's thrown in the air in delight. That is out. Sukma out. Caught in the mid-off region off a full toss, and the bowler, Georgina Tom, now brings up the figures 2 for 8 off her 2.1 overs. Sukma saying to myself, I was stiff there, that was there to hit. And she did hit it, but just hit it straight down the guts of the fielder there at mid-off. Once again, full toss, push back, definitely not over hip height, so well umpired, and that is out. Our Creo kids just waiting for that ball to get over the top there. Look at them, they're getting impatient. At 9 for 67, the pendulum has swung the way of the Cialis, but as we know from yesterday, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't count the kakaruk before they've hatched out, H, because our bowling is a lot better than our batting at this stage of our development. And 67, 68, whatever the final score might be, whether it be 70, 71, 75, it's always going to be a struggle. And hopefully the Cialis opening batters can give us a good head start like they did on Thursday. Georgina Tom. She can smell another wicket here, H. She can smell another wicket. Right arm over the wicket. Bowling to Dira. Down the leg side, that's a wide. And that brings the score up to 9 for 68. Of 14.3 overs. I'm going to give H some homework tonight on the history of Tasmania. And hopefully one day H can go to a tournament down there, hey? Is Mr. Campbell living in Tassie again? H is Georgia coming to bowl. Wow, that's pushed on the onside comfortably through the field. They'll look for 2 and they'll say no. The deep mid wicket there, sprinting in. Got our boundary riders very excited there. H, they thought, here comes one, here's one. And that puts a left-hander Intan on strike. Before we had our carnival here, we had the Isuzu Smash competition here between all the best men batters and fielders and bowlers throughout the country here in PNG. And I tell you what, you wouldn't have had kids boundary riding that game, H, would you? There were some very powerful hitters.
Yeah.
Right arm around the wicket comes Tom to the left-hander. Over pitch, that's a no ball. Hold it. The run out could be on, but that's the only way you can get it out in that situation. I think that's going to be a free hit. We love this. This is our favourite symbol, isn't it, H? Here we go, the lasso, waving that above your head. Who was that veteran PNG umpire we had here a few weeks ago, H? The older guy.
Jackson.
He had his own very special way of signaling a free hit. It sort of went around, woo! It's like it was It was unique, H, wasn't it? All these umpiring signals were very, very unique. Very Billy Bowden-like from New Zealand. Right arm over the wicket. I'm happier with this, H. I'm happier. That's a free. That's a play and a miss. That's not. So Georgina, even if the left-hander's facing, I would stick to your right arm over the wicket at this stage of development. I think some of these girls get excited when they see a left-hander. They can get around the wicket and jam it in between the bat and pad. Probably a better way is to angle it across the left-hander. Stick to what you know best. 9 for 71, 14.4. Still plenty of time for these two guys to put a partnership together. Tom have other ideas. That's wide outside the iron, slashed on the offside, and that is only 1 run. Well done, Dira in town. Hopefully you can put up a bit of a tail enders fight here, and add probably maybe 20 runs would be excellent if you can get that in the 5.1 overs left to face. Is Tom coming around the wicket? That is a big question. Someone's talking to her there. I think she's going to stay up. No, she's coming around the wicket. She's undecided, which isn't a good thing in itself, H, is it, hey? Be decisive. And now pitch it. And she comes right up around the wicket. And let's see what I mean, H. She slung that one right down the leg side. And it's asking for a 2 bounce. Is it a no ball or a wide? They're going to discuss this, because if it's a 2 bouncer, it means a 3 hit. It's another one of those decisions that we're looking at this. It's a wide and a nod of the head. Excellent umpiring once again, H. Georgina, come over the wicket. Angle the ball across the left-hander. What she decides, she's still going around the wicket. My point is come over the wicket. Let's see if we're right again, H. We are often right. For Georgina's sake, we hope we're wrong. Yeah, unfortunately we're right. That is a wide ball, and this has become quite a lengthy over if she doesn't go back over the wicket, H. So where's the captain? Go and chat to her. See, here's where if it was Creo cricket, we would go and talk to the bowler and just say, try it over the wicket, will you? No, she's coming around the wicket still, H. Score goes up to 9 for 74. These are valuable runs for the Indonesian team. That's better. Slash outside the off stump, no run. And that is over. Let's have a look at our partnerships here. 7 runs for Intan, our most significant partnership between Lea and Mutia. That was a really good one. Fortunately, we've lost the rest of those details there. Diran's on 2, Intan on 3, run rate 4.93. Once again, we've discussed it between ourselves what our pass score might be for these teams. 80 runs would be handy. Hopefully these two batters can get Indonesia up to that score. 5 overs to go, still plenty of time, 30 deliveries, and nothing silly, girls. In comes Loa Ranu. Pitch well up down the leg side, 1 run. Loa Ranu, medium pace, pushes that one up into the block hole, pushed onto the onside, and they jog through for 1. Well battered by Dira, push and run, very decisive in the running. Intan, the left-hander now. What will Loa Ranu do? She's going to stay over the wicket. The field changes around a little bit. Move to an extra cover position there. We move short mid on as well, short mid wicket position. In comes Rano. and that's the one we're talking about. That's the line of length we need to bowl, and well done. Has Molong Hobart got one more over left in her, H, or has she bowled herself out? We'll have a look in a second, because I would be making that change. Hobart has one up the sleeve. If I was captain, if I was coach, I'd be saying, get back out there, the Tassie Tiger. We want this last wicket ASAP. In comes Loa Ranu. Maybe it's not necessary. Well fielded by the wicket keeper. That's backstopping at its best, H. Get everything behind it. She had the kitchen sink behind that. I think she might have copped a little one on the chin there. Hopefully it hasn't drawn any blood. Right arm over the wicket. Down the leg side, 1 run. And 1 extra delivery. Brings the score up to 78 H. Oh, there he goes again, 78. If you see a young cricketer flash up on your television screens around the world, that's H's son. I don't think it does flash up. Wonderful left-hand batsman. A lot of class. Over pitch on this occasion, it's up-ish. It's gone wider where the first and second slip would have been, rolling down towards third man, and they rush through for 2 runs. And that brings the score up to 79 for 9. A very annoying partnership for the PNG girls, who are just about celebrating and thinking about batting, and that this partnership could roll out, if it can roll out 25 runs, that could be a match-winning partnership for Indonesia. Loa Ranu, right arm over the wicket, angles that one across. That's an appeal for LBW, not out. Several reasons why. Maybe it pitched outside leg stump and straight, and I'm not quite sure, H, but definitely not out. Right arm over the wicket, in she comes. Pushes that one towards the leg stump position on the onside, and no run, and that is over. Score check, guys, 9 for 79. Change of ends, and there's our worm. A slight decline, but I've said, and we keep on saying, if you can get to 90 runs in this competition, you're a red hot chance. Especially, we know the teams are usually bowler dominant. Big chance for Indonesia today, now that they've got the 80 odd runs on the board. We saw PNG capitulate a little bit to Samoa yesterday. It was a bridge too far for them, only 58 runs to get on, and we know if you bowl well, they'll be under real pressure. Are they listening to us, H? Are they listening to us? Molong Hobart coming in from the Manu end. They are listening to us. I think this is an excellent decision by the umpire and the coaching. I reckon she can finish it off ASAP really quickly. In comes Molong. Big up in the air shot, and oh, it's dropped. Wow, H, that is a let off. That is a massive let off. Not only that, it brings 1 run to the scorecard. That could have finished things off there. Well pitched up on the onside. She scooped underneath that, and that is a sitter. And that is not out. Raya, that's okay. Your chance will come. Molong to the left-hander now. That's down the leg side, and 2 more runs coming up here. 1 for the run and 1 for the wide. And now our score accelerates on to 81. Vital runs, H, vital runs. Have a check of what this partnership's worth so far. We know there's probably only maybe 6 or 7 or 8 off the bat, but there's been a numerous amount of extras in this as well. So fantastic finish for the Indonesian girls, bringing them up to 81 for 9. In comes from Hobart. She's got other intentions. This one's tucked around the corner. A chance for a run. They've run, and they have made it. They have made it. Everything thrown down the dive, H. That is a fantastic effort for Bintan to get in. A direct hit would have been out, but she was desperate there. So gather yourself together. Intan Berlian. The old sore hip trick. Bit of an ice pass out there, Hates, they could have after this. No run? No. So 81 for 9, not sure what that call was. H is going to tell me in a second. Right arm over the wicket. Again, pushed on there. Big appeal for LBW, not out. Pushed on the offside, no run. They are running. Chance, and that is not out. They're looking for a second, doubling it up. 2 more runs. I'm not sure where that joyous laughter is coming from, H, but a bit of a mix-up in the field there, an overthrow, and they've got through for 2 extra runs. I think it might have been 2 leg buys actually, H, so yeah, up to 83 for 9. The tail is wagging, H, the tail is wagging. Mulong Hobart, she only needs that one ripper delivery. That's over pitched outside off stump, punched into the covers, no run. I think Dira Intan's running between wickets has rattled the Cialas a little bit. They've been very eager to get down the other end. 2 balls to go. Hobart's last over. Down the leg side, still 2 balls to go. Hobart's last over. Very significant that the left-hand right-hand combination has really rattled the PNG bowlers to a certain degree, I think, H. They found it hard to get the length and line just right to the left-hander especially. But I still agree with Mulong. She's going right arm over the wicket, aim to angle it across, and that's the one. Push into the point position, a fumble and a run, and that brings it up to 86 for 9, and 1 more chance for Mulong Hobart, sitting on 1 for 15 or for 3.5 to get another wicket for this series. The unlucky number for Australians, H, 13 short of 100. In comes Mulong Hobart, pushed down the leg side. Umpire has a good hard look at that one. The batsman has a good hard look at the umpire, and the umpire would have said that's close enough for you to dabble around the corner with a leg glance. No score off the last ball of the over, and there's our Manhattan. 3 overs remaining. Run rate's gone up now to 5.12. Estimated score of 96. They'd be really happy if they can get another 9 runs with this partnership, and that would make it very, very, very hard for the Cialas to chase down this afternoon, or this morning and this afternoon. Conio Guevara still bowling. Right arm over the wicket to the left-hander, or is she coming around the wicket? She's coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Two overs to play, 12 balls. 3 overs to play, 18 balls, I apologise. And right arm around the wicket to Conio Guevara. That's over pitched again, pushed back to the bowler, no run. Intan on strike. Has a look at that one outside the off stump, no run. Well done, Guevara. You found your line there. You need 4 more of those. And for your sake, hopefully a wicket as well. 2 for 11 this stage. You'd love a 3-for. Everyone likes a 3-for. Guevara. Over pitch in this cane. Punched out to the covers. Short cover. Runs in. Gathers the ball. Straight back. More of the same, we say, H and I. We love it when we see a maiden over in this form of the game, without wides, without no balls. line and length. And she comes once more down the leg side, slightly hooked around or pulled around onto the onside, and they jog through for one. Well done in tan. Watch that run right onto the face of the bat. Will she notice that the fact the bowler's coming over the wicket? So I think she'll go back to over the wicket, and that's what she does. To the right hander. Excuse me, it's been a long week. Swing at that one on the onside and no run. H and I were saying before, guys, that we get up really early. We know we've got to get here early and make sure everything's in place, especially for H. What an effort from him and the team here to get the cameras up. They make sure that the position of the cameras, we've got to get tents up for the cameraman. So well done to H and the team. That one's punched on the onside. They've gone back for two, looking for three, and no cigar there. Yeah, so everyone here at Cricket PNG, thank you for your efforts in the last 6 days so far. Only a couple of days to go and you can have a good hard-earned rest on Tuesday. The worm, a consistent worm, cluster of wickets, but have a look at this last partnership between the 15th and the 18th over. It's been a really significant change and a great lesson for the Cialas. Don't count your chickens, like we said. You're not over till we get that last batter out. So Dira on 7, in town on 7. They've done their country proud. Looks like Abigail Lea bowling her last over, this time from the Manu end, measuring out her run. One thing about this last partnership, H, it's made the game very interesting now, isn't it? I think with a score around about 60 or what it was, I think PNG would have got those quite nicely. But this last partnership really has swayed the pendulum in the favour of the Indonesians, and that's a very loose delivery. That's one run, and we'll just check the umpire's call here. That is still can't see the umpire's call. That is a bye, so only the one run.
That was a no ball.
It was a no ball. That's why I was looking at the umpire, and that is going to be a free hit as well. Well, that was my original reaction, H. I thought it was a no ball, but then we said it was a bye for the run, and now a free hit as well. Whew, we've been earning our money. That one's down the leg side, and that's wide. Let's see, if you're looking at our screen now, you'll see the Wasp is like the predictor of what they think the end score will be, with now around about 12 deliveries to go. So it's gone up from being 80 to 101 now, so this isn't good for PNG. Abigail Lea, stay calm. That's better. That one's thumped on the onside. Chance for a run out here, and it is out. Excellent fielding. She did not panic, H. She could see the non-striker was about halfway down, and she backed her running skills against the non-striker. That means now all out for 93. PNG have the task of getting 94 runs off their 20 allocated overs. I guarantee it, H, it's not going to be easy. The reason for that is the Indonesian fielding's been excellent, and they're bowling very tight. Well batted by our last two batters. Excellent work, girls. Really have given Indonesia a chance in this one. We're going to be back after H's highlights of the first innings and ready for what we're going to anticipate to be a game that goes right down to the wire, and a great precursor for Creo cricket. Creo way to go. Thank you, H. Welcome back to Amini Park, guys. H and I having a chat between innings, and we said one thing: it's game on now, guys. Originally we thought with 9 wickets down that it was going to be a one-horse race and easy for PNG to get over the line, but tell you what, the last 2 batters have really given Indonesia a big chance. You can see they were cock-a-hoop during the break. Lots of smiling, lots of upbeat conversations between the Indonesian team, and with their very polished bowling lineup, I can see this being a really difficult task for the openers here for PNG to really give themselves a good chance by maybe getting to 30 runs without loss, 40 runs without loss. So their aim would be to consolidate over the first 5 overs, 6 overs during the power play, and making sure there's wickets in hand which can make the tail wag later on. Mia Loa and Roli Mahuru, we know they've been doing the job for us in the past. They have one more big one today, then of course another game for them in terms of a chance for them to really state their case to be hopefully Lauers in the future. H, I know that's their ambition because we've looked at their profiles, we've read their profiles, and these girls want a career in international cricket. So a great chance for every girl in the Cialis team to showcase themselves today and then push their case forward to becoming Lauers in the future. Mia Loa on strike. Elna, left arm over the wicket, strays down the leg side. The keeper doesn't quite get a glove on that one. They've got one for the wide, they've got one for the run, and that will do. There's a fumble, and that is checking, just waiting for the umpire. She's talking to the bowler. I'm not quite sure whether it was running on the pitch or what it might have been. So I don't think she's given that as a wide, H. Let's have a look. It's got to be a wide unless she got some pad onto it, hey? Did she hit it? H is clapping, so that means I think she got a tickle on that one. Is that correct? My apologies. In comes Elna once more, swinging in the air. That one well pitched up into the block hole, slightly over pitch. But like yesterday, and with this humidity and this moisture in the air of, I think it was 92% this morning, there's going to be some lateral movement when the ball is shiny. Left arm over the wicket. A beautiful run up for a left hand. Something about left again, swinging away from the right hander batter. Shot of the stumps, and the run is taken. Elna, she has a big job, doesn't she? Opens the batting, opens the bowling, and a splendid fielder as well. She's taken some lovely catches. I know from her profile it runs in the family. Left arm over to the left-hander. It's a beautiful shot. Lovely play from Mia, but doesn't get through the field, and Elna claps her fielder there at backward square leg. She said, "Thank you so much. Let's maybe look better than that delivery deserves." So well done to our backward square leg fielder there. Oh, he jumps up again. You hear me go, oh, it's because H's boy appears on the screen all of a sudden. What a fine cricketer he's going to be, H. He's excited about today. In comes Elna. Well pitched up. Appeal for LBW. That is close. That is very close. Now, the only thing that saved her, one thing, W. It starts with S. It ends in G, Mr. Willie, and that is swing. That was going to probably miss the leg stump. But I know that the umpire had a red hot look at that one. That was very close. Replay. Let's have a look, H. Let's follow the trajectory of the ball. Yep, that would have missed leg stump by a whisker. Appeal again. This time it is out. So she got away with the first time, but the dance is happening again, H. That is the dance. They call it the Elna twist. She has delivered 2 absolute gems of delivery there. One was close, the second was plumb. Absolutely plumb. So hitting across the line of the ball that was swinging onto her pads proved fatal for Loa on that occasion. So our wicket-keeper batter, opening batter, is out, and we'll just check the scores as we get back into position once again. 1 for 2, Mia Loa. LBW bowled for once, and I think it's Rhea Bow. Is that coming in next, H? Rhea Bow?
Rhea Bayal.
Bayal.
Yeah.
I was just testing H pronunciation. Bayal. So we just say Rhea on this occasion. So Rhea is not facing. She's got the end of the over there. So it's going to be Leah coming in from the Manu end and bowling to Roli Mahuru. She's hit that upper slit onto the onside, and they jog through for 1 as young Rhea runs right down the middle of the pitch, H. So a lucky break there for Roli. She moves on to 2 from the 3 deliveries faced, and it's Rhea facing her first delivery. Leah from the Manu end, a play and a miss. A bit of swing again. The Indonesian girls have got this ball talking, H. They really have. We have outswing a bowler from both ends. Left arm over the wicket, moving the ball away. Mitchell Stark-wise, and of course Leah, the right arm over bowler from the Manu end, also moving the ball. Now, it's moving because A, they're working on it, and B, they're pitching the ball right up and giving it a chance to move in these overcast conditions. And she comes once more short of the length, that time an edge, a thick edge, down to third man, and that's run well by the girls. Well backed up. Tell you what, H, I don't know. I'm not sure about this game. I think it's going to be really up to these two batters now to really cement the place and get to 50 runs. Otherwise, it's going to be a battle. Leah, right arm over the wicket. Good start to her spell again. Disciplined, off stump, uppishly onto the offside, and that is taken. That is an absolute blinder. In the point position, forward point position, she has stuck a glove up, and Alma, did I predict that, H? I said this girl can do everything. She can bat, she can bowl, and she has taken a catch which we had back in the day, Channel 9's classic catches. Channel 9's classic catches. That would be up there. Have a look. Oh, she's plucking apples, H. She's plucking apples from a tree. Oh, my goodness me. The girl from West Papua, she has had a marvellous tournament. Hopefully the judges, whoever picked this team, are looking at her and saying potential with a capital PH. We might have to smuggle her across the border at some stage, H. We did speak to her in English. She didn't really understand me. We spoke to her in Tok Pidgin. She didn't understand, but very fluent in Indonesian bahasa. So, tell you what, guys, at 2 for 4, again, Indonesia, the total of 93 or 94 in total, is looking a bridge a long way away. Coming around the wicket to the left hand, a new batter is hit it, and that is a play and a miss. Great start from Leah. I think even in her own heart, the ball that got the wicket was a good one, but the catch was absolutely splendid. It or left-hander. Where's Edit from, H?
HB?
Yeah, had an Abada girl. Well pitched up outside the off stump. Another play and a miss. A very nervous start by Edit. But she negotiated it, and that then puts the very dangerous Rhea Bow on strike. Bio? I'm trying to get the right pronunciation. Bayal. Right, guys, have a look at the screen right now. If you're watching, this is what we call the Hello Willie Creo Cricket app, which is going to be launched today at Amini Park, a first for cricket around the world. We're excited. Almarin bowling, that's over pitch. That's probably going to be called a no ball. It's gone backward a square leg, no run, and the umpires left that one go for height. Very close to the mark there, H. It must have been just about ready for the old lasso above the head. Very close. Elna. She'd still be gloating about that catch she just took at the point position. Once again, over pitch, this time down the leg side, whipped around the corner. They've got one. Will they look for two? No, they won't. She's admonishing herself there, saying, get it right. Left hand, right hand combination. Got the left on strike now. What will she do? She's going to stay over the wicket, which is a fantastic idea. Elna, left arm, over the wicket. Bowling to the left-hander, edit. That's right up into the block. Oh, big peel for LBW. Not out. Tell you what though, H, the fact the ball's swinging really saved her on that occasion. I think that would have missed leg stump. And an excellent decision. Let's have a look. Let's follow the trajectory. Here it comes. Late swing, very late swing, and very prodigious swing. In comes live once more. That time's an edge, I think, H. They've run one. Let's have a look. Did she get a niggle on that one? Let's have a look at the umpire. She did. She snicked it, H. That is a big let-off for PNG. A massive let-off. Right-hander on strike. Elna stays left arm over the wicket. Remember, this one will move away from the right-hander, so this is going to be hard to negotiate. In she comes. And again, late swing, that's an appeal for LBW. Not really, a half-hearted one that missed. Elna. What a fabulous start to her career, guy. Niputu Elna Navita Dawi. That's a good name. Elna in. Again, late swing, appeal for LBW this time. And given not out. Now H and I are going to discuss that one as well. I reckon that would hit the stumps, H, but it pitch where?
Outside leg.
Outside leg stump. We know our stuff here in the commentary box. Have a look, guys. This is a 6x6 cricket bat designed by our very own Halai Willie and Brendan Liddickett back there in Melbourne. They've been corresponding for the last 3 months to get this up and running. So what we do now, guys, we not only score Creo games, but we collate the data from the young players playing this game so we can see, hey, who are our most promising cricketers? Right, we're back to live again. So H, fabulous work, mate. I know it's going to work well. I know he's nervous today with the app launch, but we're sure, because we've trialled it so many times, it's going to work. Again, Leah, a good dot ball to start off with, and we've got Edit, a very nervous young lady on strike here. So let's really back her up today. I know she was a bundle of nerves this morning. Little compact left hand. That's up easily into the offside dive. Not taken, and they rush through for one run. And one thing is for sure, Edit's happy to be down the other end. She really is happy to be down the other end. Leah will come over the wicket again to the right hand, and this is very impressive from these Indonesian girls. They know exactly what to do when they're bowling to the left hand, right hand combos. There's no confusion. Their fields are set. We've got a third man, a backward point or gully position, upishly onto the offside, and a stacked offside field means that their bowlers can bowl to a plan in a disciplined fashion. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6 fielders on the offside, 3 on the on. And that shows me and tells H that these girls practice how they play. Stacked offside. She can bowl on the off stump again. Once again, disciplined bowling, off stump line, slightly out off stump line as well. So well done to Halai and well done to Brendan Liddickett back in Essendon in Melbourne. We're very proud of your efforts, guys. This app is going to be a game changer for cricket here in PNG, so we can find data from kids all around the country. In comes Leah once again, short of a length, a swing and a miss from Rhea. And another dot ball. Pressure is mounting, 3.52 for 7. Right arm over the wicket. Oh, that is an absolute blinder. That's pitched on middle and missed leg stump by coat of varnish. Absolute coat of varnish. So technique didn't really look good there from Edith. She needs to regroup here, take a big breath, go through the things the coaches are telling you about, watching the ball onto the back, getting your foot to the pitch of the ball, because basically her left leg went out to square leg there, H, and that's a cow corner shot. So Edith, I know you're nervous. See if you can regroup. Worms are funny things, H. They don't always tell the story, but it's not a great start for PNG. 2 for 7 off the 4 overs. And we're going to have a little bit of spin here with Kentika coming in. Another very impressive young lady. It's been surprising when Hello and I were discussing what we thought the composition of teams would be. We thought there'd be some prevalent off-spinning bowling, but there hasn't been a lot. That's over-pitched outside the off-stump. The umpire has a good look, and Kentika would be happy to get away with that one. Yeah, not a lot of spin bowling. I thought there'd be more. Indonesia got some really good spinners, but there hasn't been a lot. Especially when you think PNG prides itself on its spin. Over-pitched, pushed on the onside. The girls decide against it. Edit on strike still. The lefty. Editor. Kentika looking for that right spot. Pitches it well up. That's upishly on the offside and just dropped short of the cover position. Oh dear H. We need some more of that chocolate milk, I think, mate, eh? If you're not sure, we've had to cover the lids up of all our drinks in here because we had a European wasp plague there at one stage. And we come once more over pitched on the off stump, on the leg stump this time. It's hoiked away, and that is a brilliant catch. That is a brilliant catch by the short mid wicket position there. She has had a great dive forward for it, and Edit is out, caught for 2 off the bowling of Kentika. And now we're sitting on 3 for 7 runs, and the polished Indonesian bowling side are really showing their wares this morning on a Sunday morning. The old saying, adage, isn't it, H? Classic catches win matches, and so far we've seen 2 absolute blinders. Have a look, that was just around about, I'm calculating because we do cricket numeracy here in PNG, that was 3 centimetres off the grass before she grabbed that one. And both umpires looked, they looked at each other, they said, yep, she cupped her fingers underneath that, and they said that is out. So having a look at the replay, I've got no doubt she did get a hand underneath that, and that was out, H. So let's have a look at the slow-mo once more. The ball's dipped sharply at the end there. Underneath, yep, she caught it probably maybe 10 centimetres from the ground. So that is a brilliant catch from a team that was doing brilliant training drills yesterday and today. Their fielding drills are first class. Ravu Pala, the big hope of the PNG side here. Ravu can really whack the ball a certain amount of distance, I'm sure, H, throughout the innings so far. We see she's very onside dominant, but we're expecting big things here from Ravu today. Hopefully she can be really determined with Ria and put a really good partnership together here. 3 for 7, all is not lost. We're still in the power play, so there's still around about, my calculations, about 8 deliveries to go in the power play. We've got a deep mid wicket and a deep mid on. They obviously understand that Ravu is going to be a danger in this game. 5 on the offside as she comes into bowl. This one's well pitched up, swung around onto the onside, down to deep mid on, and the girls jog through for 1. Good positive start by Ravu Pala. She'd be saying to herself, this is my chance. It's my chance to not only get some runs for my personal glory, but also to get PNG over the line. The task is still very, very achievable. Kentika comes over the wicket to the right-hander, Rhea. And the loops it up, a swing and a miss and a bowled. That's knocked the stumps over. That's a double wicket for one. And the first over Hintika. And the off spinner with a guiley flight has fooled our number 3 batter in Rhea. And she's out for 2 runs. Once again, lots of flight, and that's sort of a nothing shot, isn't it, H? That should have been treated with a lot more respect from that. Bit of spin, pitched just on off stump and hit the middle stump. So from the great joy of the bowling effort from the Cialas, it's now a desperate plight to try and get some runs at 4 for 8. Ravupula will be facing the first ball of this 6th over. Looks like it's going to be Lea coming in again from the Manu end and bowling to our left-hander around the wicket. It's Sukma actually, there's a change. Well picked up, H. Sukma's first over, medium pace. She is going to come right arm around the wicket. It's a leg spin bowler, H. I know Shane Warne's a rarity, but did you bowl right arm over the wicket to the left-handers, or did you come around the wicket to the lefties? Over, yeah. Because if you do spin it, all you have to do is get it outside the off stump, and you've got a chance to rattle them between bat and pad, haven't you, mate? Angling it across and spinning it back. In comes Sukma. Loops that one right up with her upright action, and Ravupula jogs through for 1. All is not lost. We know Nina Killer can also weed the willow a bit. She's quite capable with the bat. We're not into the tail just yet. And again, girls, this is your chance. You've got 14 overs. If you bat for the 14 overs, PNG is going to be very close to that total. So come on, guys. Knuckle down like the Indonesian tail did and wag, wag, wag. Sukma coming over the wicket. Easy pace run, high action, loops it up, scooped onto the onside. The girls say no, we don't want to run out. Wow, H. Now there's an interesting call and nothing's happening here. She's calling a no ball, H. A no ball has been called, and that means a free hit for Nina Killer. How will she approach this, H? Aggressively, we hope. And it is. It's on the onside. Swing and a miss, no run. Old adage again, get inside the ball. A lot easier than trying to scoop it out from outside the off, outside off. So I think free hits are something we could practice in the nets, aren't they, H? What are you going to do? Sukma, right arm, a nice high action outside the off stump and well left alone by Nina Killer. Do you know the Killer family at all? It's not really. Hanawabata Central? Central. Related to KP? No. Related to Jason maybe. Down the leg side with this one pushed on the onside. I think about it, but a very wise decision. We'll ask Lucy, she knows everything. Sukma, 2 deliveries to go on this over. Again, nice high action and beautifully played back to the bowler by Nina Killer. I can sense something here, H. I think the coaches have said, Nina, your job is to stay there, get your eye in. Nothing that's going to risk another wicket at this stage. In she comes once again, Sukma. Rolls her fingers on that one. Slightly uppish, it's up in the air, and that is dropping short. So talk about putting the mocker on them, H. Next shot, she's played a very loose shot back past the bowler, and that could have been a catastrophe. Tell you what, young Kentika ran to grab that ball from the umpire. She said, give it to me again. 2 wickets in her first over. She'd be thinking it doesn't get any easier than this. Now Ravu, have a look at your field. You've got a deep mid wicket and a deep mid on. I think the mid wicket's moving into a more 3/4 length away from the pitch now, so we'll see if Ravu can, who's very much an onside player, can bat sensibly and not hole out here. Good captaincy again, guys. She's moved the mid on and mid wicket a bit closer. The shots haven't been really going out to the boundary, so that's great captaincy and great coaching from the Indonesians. If Ravu does get onto one, we don't reckon it'll go the full distance. It'll go 3/4. Here's a chance. It's hit into the ground, and as predicted, she's kept that down to 1 run. If she'd stayed on the fence there, it would have been an easy 2. So excellent captaincy. It does bring Ravu Paula onto, Nina Killer onto strike the right-hander. Again, lots of action from the umpires there. We've learned a lot of new symbols, haven't we, hey? A lot of new signals from the umpire during this series. Kentika, right arm over, floats it up. That's the off ear, and that is a swing and a miss from Nina Killer. So Nina, 4 for 11. Pace yourself. Be patient. Again, Kentika floats that one over pitch on that occasion. It's knocked the leg stump right out, or bent it back. Again, the flight did her, and the temptation to get the big hit in did her. So Nina Killer out for 0 of 7 and brings the score to 5 for 11 of 6.5 overs. So not what the doctor ordered, but Kentika pushing for man of the match on us here for sure with her 3 wickets so far. That's bold leg stump and a new dance from the Indonesian girls, a dance full of joy and victory. Disappointment for Nina, but an opportunity of course for Loa Ranu. Again, Loa can handle the bat as well. She's proven that over the series, and watching her in the nets. But at 5 for 11, it's a disappointing result so far for the PNG side. 13.2 overs to back, guys. Make it yours today, Loa. Make it yours. Lower water. Yep. Ranu. Ranu in Motuan means water, is that correct, H? Lower Ranu. In comes Kentika, floats it again, just short of a length, a bit of spin. Called a wide, it's spun down the leg side. No pad on that one, they've run through for a wide. An extra run, 2 runs off that delivery, and of course an extra ball as well. And it also brings the left-hander on strike. So lots of things happen when you do bowl a wide, and of course if it's missed by the keeper, it rotates the strike as well. So Kentika's going to come right arm around the wicket to the left-hander. Not much rough out here to pitch in, so this is hopefully for her sake going to pitch on the stumps and straighten. It's slightly outside the off stump, hoiked away on the onside, no run. Fraught with danger there, H. She's hitting against the spin, isn't she? Just play straight for a few overs, Ranu. Play straight. It is definitely the temptation of the flight, H, isn't it, hey? Definitely the temptation of the flight. Again, flight it up. That one's down the leg side, and the umpire just doesn't even bother shaking her head there. And that is over. Well bowled, young Kentika. 3 from 4 off 2 overs. H is dropping things here. I think he's tried to squat another wasp. H has had this drink in it's called 100 plus today, and he opened it up and the wasp came flying in here to the commentary box and landed on the top of his drink, so we spent half an hour trying to squash the wasp. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone, H, squashing wasps, but we just didn't want to get bitten. So Sukma, it's second over, right arm over the wicket to lower, lower plays and misses. Oh, big bounce again. All the bowlers that have come with that upright action, H, have got a lot of bounce today from the Manu end. I know Molong Hobart bowled a couple of absolutely unplayables. So with Sukma's height and that high action of hers, just short of a length, there's a spot there, and it really does take off. She tried it again. This time it's uppishly hit on the onside, and that terrible bounce, she's got it backward square leg, and they rush through for one. Yeah, there's a definite spot there, H. There's a ridge in the pitch or a little dampness. I'm not quite sure what's causing that prodigious bounce, but yeah, it's been prevalent for the last couple of days. Just short of a length, outside the off stump from the Manu end to the right-hander, there's been a lot of bounce. Sukma, for some reason, comes around the wicket to the left-hander Ravu Pala. And this is your chance, Ravu. She does drop short. You can have a big gap there over the mid-wicket area. She has a look, she has a swing, and that's where the ball's gone. It's gone straight up in the air. It's been dropped. It's been dropped. That's the first let off that the team have had today, the PNG teams had. And that let off was caused by so many fielders running in at the ball at the same time. So a bit of what we call miscommunication there. But keepers, as all good keepers do, they've got them a positive outlook towards things. Have a look at this. She did try and get it over that mid-wicket spot. She's gone across the line, got a top edge, up in the air, but players, including the keeper, converging from everywhere, and that caused a mistake. Back live once more, pushed on the onside, no run. That's a massive let off. That opens the game up again, H. It was Ravu Pala as well, and we know that she can be quite damaging. Lower Ranu on strike. Mutia, it really was her catch, I think, H. The keeper with the gloves should have a crack at that one, but just a bit of communication there. Down the leg side, and that's another run. Yeah, something drilled into H drills into his teams at Pari. If the keeper's got the gloves and is able to get to where the ball is, it's the keeper's catch. So I'm sure there was a lot of confused calling out there. That one, slower ball. That's hit the spot. Just outside off stump and a bit of bounce there. And well negotiated by Loa Ranu. Excellent work, Loa. You support Ravu now in her quest for getting a more impressive score on the board. Kentika, look at those figures, H. 3 for 4. A run rate of 2 per over. She's done a wonderful job. I think it might be Intang coming in now. H, hang on, we might have a change here. It is Intang Belian. Bit of discussion out here, H. What's the talk about here, H? She been hit? She needs a new pad. H is not. He's trying to lip read out there too, whether we need a new pad for the batter or what the story is. She's not happy with it. Lower Ranu. H and I going for the fully loadeds in between this break. As we said here, we have a festival of eating here as well as a festival of cricket. Making sure we to understand here in PNG that we don't always play hardball cricket in the local competitions, as H will tell you. A lot of softball cricket, and for these girls, a lot of the time when they get into these squads, it's the first time they've ever had the opportunity of wearing pads. So getting the right pad is really important. And we've just had a change. Lower is far more comfortable now there. That is wide down the leg side. That's a chance for 2. If they run hard, they should get back. Have a look. Have a look. No. Slack running there from Ravu. It's a wide 1 run, 2 runs on the scoreboard. They're really a chance of getting an extra run there. She was just jogging down the other end, whereas Lower was ready to rock and roll down the other end if Ravu would really pushed hard for that first one. Intan. It's been very unusual for the Indonesians to bowl loosely, but left arm around the wicket. She's going to angle it into the right hand batter. And being left arm orthodox, she'll straighten the ball up and hopefully get a bit of a spin away from the right hand. In she comes, floats it up. That's got right across there. She's tucked it round the corner. Chance for a run out. Not out. Ravu, put the skates on. Push hard. The left-hander, she's going to be licking her lips here. She's going to be hitting with the spin. What have we got? We've got a mid-wicket. We've got a deep mid-on. A deep mid-wicket. And a backward square leg. You're going to be in the action here, girls. Down the leg side, overcompensates. Down the leg side, that's a wide. And it's funny, since that drop catch, the pendulum is swinging back again, 5 for 20, plenty of overs to go, and a massive chance for Ravu and Lower to put on a really big partnership here. Intan stays settled. She's coming left arm over the wicket to the left-hand batter and outside the off stump. That's a good line. Pushed over to the onside and they jog through for 1. That's better running. Ravu, push through hard. It's like they have microphones out here and listen to everything we say, isn't it, Hayes? They call us the guys of wisdom up here in the commentary box. Intan comes left arm around the wicket to the right-hander. Floats it right up, swing and a miss. Studs into the keeper's pads. Well bowled Intan. Nice flight and a bit of spin as well, H. Yeah, we mentioned to the Indonesian girls that the pitches here in PNG take a bit of spin. They were very excited. Play and a miss, outside the off stump. I wonder if that's a Richard Doan influence. He's a New South Welshman, Richard, and we know the SCG pitches often take a bit of spin. They would have in his day anyway. So maybe Richard had an influence. So that's across the line. And it's hit the pad and they're going to go through 1 easy, and there's only 1 on that occasion. So 1 run for the bye there, or leg bye. That's a bye. And Intan has 1 more delivery. She's going to come left arm over the wicket to the left hand bat. Left hand batter looks out again. A mid wicket, a deep mid on. Deepish mid on, that's pitched up, that's missed, and that is a wide. As you can see her talking to herself, saying just relax. And hopefully this one lands. Down the leg side again. A wide once again, and this is really helping the cause of PNG. Now brings it up to 24 for 5 off 8.5 overs. Little chat here again, and they're talking. I think we've got an interpreter here, H. I think there's an interpreter, and she's explaining the wide calls. Okay, she's just explaining why that was called a wide. Okay, and the umpires are being very consistent with that. but clarification was needed there. So again, Intan, left arm over the wicket. That one's wide outside the off stump. She's compensated by that. She knows herself within herself that that's a wide. Brings it up for 26. Yeah, and well done by the captain for for going up and talking to her bowl and saying, just relax, do as we do at practice, look for that spot on the pitch you want the ball to land, and over pitch, hits the pad, a big appeal for LBW, and a leg bye taken. That was going to float down the leg side. You always worry on a full toss though, don't you, H? When you get hit in the pads with a full toss, the umpires have to sort of guess what's it going to do with the pitch. They can't do that. They just have to make the assumption that the ball's going to go on and hit the stumps. But that was going to miss leg stump for sure. Ravu Pula on 5 for 9. Lower Rano 2 for 9. Run rate at 2.89. That's not a worry at this stage of proceedings. Required run rate is 6.18, and that is very achievable. Our target is 94 runs. Sukma, none for 5, is going to bowl her second over. And now there's a discussion between the batters and the umpire. And now the umpires are discussing. And H is saying his new innovation is going to be stump mics out there so we can hear what's going on. What do you think of that, H? Stump mics out there so we can hear what the umpires are saying? That would be good, wouldn't it, eh? Maybe put one of these little quokkas on them, one of those little fuzzy baby quokka. Yeah, so Sukma's going to come right arm around the wicket to the left-hander, and there's still discussions going on between the umpires and the scorers now. So we'll just double check the score. It's 5 for 26 of 9.
Umpire is confirming if the correct batter is on strike.
Yeah. Alright, the umpires were conferring to see if the correct batter was on strike. And we're happy with that now. That pushes Ranu now, pushes for one more run, brings her up to 6 from 10 and puts lower Ranu on strike. So Ravu and Ravu Pala push for that first run. So Sukma, right arm over the wicket, looking for that spot. That is the spot again. This time she cuts the ball back into the right-hander batter, but at that pace it was easy to negotiate. Good line, good length, good delivery, good cricket. And H loves good cricket. Hello Willie here in the box with us today. Hello G outside on the camera, and we have Hala, and that's powerfully driven down the offside, ricochet off the bowler, no run. We said big afternoon for H today. He's launching his Hello Willie Brendan Liddickett cricket app with the Creo Crids out there today. So right arm over comes Sukma. Windy woof on the onside. It's going to land safely, and they've run through for 1 run. Lowe has given that the old heave-ho H, hasn't she, hey? Didn't know she had the muscles in her for that one, but good on her. And the other thing, it puts Ravu Pala on strike, which means they're rotating, which means it's hard for the bowler to maintain that line and length. Also with the left-hander facing, it eliminates that bouncy spot outside the off stump to the right-hander. Here we go, that's wide, it's a play and a miss, and it's called a wide. Again, our angles are funny here, guys, because that looked quite legitimate here, but you can see where the keeper took the ball. It was outside the line of that blue tram track we've got there, the wide line. And excellent call once again from the umpire. Brings it up to 5 for 29 off 9.4. In comes Sukma, pitches that right up, a swing and a miss, and how that missed the off stump, I'm not quite sure, H. One of the developmental lessons we're talking to the kids from Creo Cricket is we're trying to get them to play straight. The old Greg Chappell way, isn't it, H? And what Creo Cricket does, it rewards kids that play through mid-on and mid-wicket with straight bats. It's a bigger run-scoring zone, so That's important. We want all cricketers can bat all the way around, but in the developmental stages of those ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we want the kids to play through the V. And if you have a look at the rules of Creo cricket, it'll become clear to you why that's done. In it comes again Sukma, a good over this one. Oh, it's jumped up a little bit there, pushed onto the offside. No run, well fielded, well bowled, good cricket, score check 5 for 30 off 10 overs. And then at the halfway mark, when we have our drinks break, we'll have a few minutes to regroup, and we can see the PNG worm is starting to turn. We could have a very big game. It's like a fish there, H. It's like the fish drawing there. We'll go and play dot to dot with H during the break, I think. Right, as we delve into our fully loaded chips, H is up stretching, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. H is getting the fly spray here, guys. We're looking for that mystery wasp. If it goes anywhere near our drinks, we're going to be most upset. Welcome back, guys. At 5 for 30 at the halfway mark. It might look like a really difficult task for the PNG girls, but we know if they can get determined enough to bat for the next 10 overs, it's going to be a close game. The run rate is not overly impossible, with about 6 runs per over required, but we know that this game will not it won't peter out if they can hold wickets in hands. It'll be a rush right to the end. So imperative now for maybe the next 3 overs that Lower and Ravu hang around there, push the runs around. Hopefully we get a loose delivery every now and then, and we can push closer to this score with 64 runs required, the score of 94 runs for the victory. So it's a new bowler, Dira, coming in, right arm. She loops up her off break, and it's a play and a miss from Lower Ranu. Called a wide, but even though it was called a wide, H, there was a bit of off spin in that one. So just like we say a lot of the times, I'd rather bowl a wide outside off stump than one down the leg side. So if you notice, H, there was a bit of spin there. In she comes, right arm over the wicket. Loops that one again, a bit of off spin, a bit of appeal for LBW, but another one of those rules. It pitched outside off stump and hit her outside the off stump, and she played a shot she cannot be given out. Dira, very enthusiastic. In she comes, right arm over the wicket, loops again. That one is shellacked up, and it's dropped at mid-off. Another let off, and they've run through for the one. That is a big let off for the PNG girls. So brings the score up to 5 for 32. And Loa did get onto that one quite well, but it just got a hand to it, a couple of hands to it. But unfortunately for the fielder, it was grasped on that occasion. Coming right arm around the wicket, the offie to bowl to Ravu Pola. That one's floated up, it's beautifully bowled. That's up in the air, keeper's underneath, and that is out. That is out. So it wasn't a big loss there. They got a wicket the very next ball, and Dira is cock-a-hoop there. She is wrapped. The girls get around her. Score now 6 for 32. Dira now with the figures of 1 for 2 off her 1.2 overs. Loa Ranu not out on 4. Score check 6 for 32. Let's have a look at the replay of that. Hitting across the spin again was Ravu, hitting across. It did spin, it gripped and spun, top edge, keeper making good position and calling very confidently, and a little bit of Gangnam time there, I think. H and her dance moves there. H is very disappointed. A really good opportunity for Ravu there to shine, and now with Abigail Lea coming into bat, it's not looking good for the PNG Cialis. You know, they look at the ebbs and flow of this series, and one bowler, Hidayah, has had a massive influence on the outcome of this series, hey, hasn't she, hey? The Indonesians have been very competitive, but that just falter against Samoa. Abigail Lea facing her first delivery from Dira. Floated up again, and prodigious spin there, and the keeper takes it outside the off stump. These Indonesian girls are not scared to give it some air, and she comes once again. 5th ball of the over. Only one run off it. Again floated up, hit onto the onside. The call of wait, no, yes, and they get through quite easily for the run. Loa Ranu, it is your responsibility now to bat for the next 9.2 overs. Be there at the end. A 20-run score here will be significant. Like Gabriel yesterday, you emulate her efforts in the tail end that she did for Samoa. That is down the leg side, got inside of that one. No run. Abigail Lea, Loa Ranu. Look at our Manhattan there, guys. It's not a sorry tale yet. It's still a chance, but with 9 overs to go, about the it's spin from both ends. H is getting excited when the spin bowlers come on. We have Intan coming in from the Manu in this time. That'll make her relax. H is going to do something tricky here in the box in a minute. I think he's got a new camera, and anytime he has something new, he gets really excited. So hopefully when he does turn the box camera on, it's not showing a wasp sitting on top of my hat or something. H, in comes Intan, pushes. That's a big, prodigious spinner from the left-hander. Abigail couldn't contain herself there, and outside the off stump it went. That's better from Intan. She's a little bit happier bowling with the wind over her shoulder. Okay, so umpire again giving her some advice about her run up, I'd say, or maybe where she's running in front of the umpire. And she comes again, left arm around the wicket, floated up, again some spin there. And that is stumped. She has been stumped. Great work from the wicketkeeper. The wicketkeeper was awake, and unfortunately for Abigail, she'd gone walkies outside the crease, lifted up that back foot, and a very, very good effort from our young wicket keeper here. That is a fabulous effort. I think it was Mutia there, Mutia Diaz again. Not only, but have a look. Yes, her foot is on the line, and you have to have some part of the foot behind the line. And the umpire had a good look at that one. Our picture there doesn't tell the full story, but it did look very much like there was no part of her foot behind the line. And that's another learning, isn't it, hey, for the young batter. Make sure you plan it. So excellent work from Mutia. Brings it now to 7 for 33. The camera box is going to go on now. H's new innovation. Oh, H, have a look at this. We're inside the camera now. Can H get his own big head on the camera as well? He's got his thumb up just to prove to all those doubting Thomases out there that H does not exist. People were saying he's a figment of my imagination. And here's Rap because he knows his new invention actually works. So not only is he designed a cricket app for Creo Cricket, he's got the camera working in the box now. Again, this one on the onside, back with a square leg, push through for a run out, chance, and they get through for one. Connie Guevara out now in the pads. She'd be pretty excited knowing that she's got around about 9 overs that she can bat for, but the big job now is for Lanu Ranu. Lower Ranu sitting on 4 or 15 runs. In comes Intan. Floats that one right up and a swing and a miss. And well done, Lower. You did get your bat and your pad and everything else back behind the line. You have learnt a good lesson today. Isn't it impressive, these Indonesian girls, the flight they give the ball, and they give it a real tweak too, hey? It's the lefties, the righties. Haven't seen a leg spinner from their team yet, but have a look at this. She gives it a big tweak. Floats it up into that danger area, push behind point, no run. Yeah, the UAE girls were out here last November, weren't they, H? And they were delighted by the pictures that Varney and the team created here. So the girls from the UAE said they really enjoyed bowling on PNG pitches. Across the line there, she's wung that on the onside and she's going to get a run down to fine leg. Short fine leg. That is a throw and a miss, and that is 1 run. Score check, guys. 7 for 37 off 11.5. Thank you again to all our sponsors. We're just going to really focus on the ICC today. Thank you for putting this on. Please come back because this is massive for cricket in PNG. So there's our Worms. Just counting the wickets there, had 7 wickets, and pretty much wicket for the same, but whether this tail can wag like Indonesia did is another question. It looks like Etna's coming on to bowl from the Pasini end. Very impressive young all-rounder this young lady is, okay, so she's brought dance back to cricket as well. Every time Elna gets a wicket, her dance steps are going to be famous throughout her career. In she comes, left arm over the wicket to the right hand batter, Ranu. Over pitch, a swing and a miss, a look for a run, and it is called, let's check from the umpire, it's called a no ball, which means there's going to be a free hit scenario there. Yes, here we go. We wait for it, don't we, H? We wait for it. Left arm over the wicket. This one lands slightly outside the off stump. No run, no wicket, and no swing, H. So 3 no's there. We saw Alna swing the ball prodigiously in her first 2 overs. But with the ball now losing its shine to a certain degree, not as much. Will she work on that ball and try and get a bit of reverse here? Mitchell Stark wise. That one does go a little bit, but it's down the leg side on this occasion. We might have to get Mitchell to give her a few lessons, don't we? Hey, I think Mitchell Stark's a better bowler now than he was 12 years ago, H, and it's because he worked on both his in-swinger and his out-swinger to the right and left-handers. And he's mastered all of them now. Never seen a bowler get so many wickets in his first over. Maybe Alna will be the same. In she comes, left arm over. That is beautifully bowled. Cautiously pushed back to the bowler. No run. It's something about left-handers, isn't it, H? Hey, I used to hate facing them. I used to wobble the ball around late and angle it across the right-hander better. I think that's the main boogie ball that they have. Alna's got a few balls in her repertoire though, hasn't she? Hey, in she comes. She'll be looking for the in-swinger here, H. And it is across the line. That's the appeal for LBW. I tell you what, H, that is very, very close. Yeah, and that, what the umpire's saying, it pitched outside leg stump, I think. That's what she's saying. Great umpiring again. Not only are these New Zealand ladies fabulous umpires, but they're great teachers as well. Let's look at the pitch of the ball here, H. You're excited? H is excited. I don't know. I couldn't see, really. Very difficult to see. In she comes once more. Elna. This time it swings away from the right-hand batter. And that is outside the off stump. Pushed into the covers, no run. 7 for 38. The task is getting difficult, but still achievable for the PNG batters. They're being very circumspect this over. Having enough wickets in hand for a final onslaught, they hope. In comes Alna. Left arm over the wicket. That one's down the leg side. A swing and a miss and a wide. And an extra delivery to the batters. Left arm over. Well pitched up, well put on line, and well played by Conner Guevara. She's dug that one out and seen out the over. Or she got one more to go. We're just waiting. One more delivery to go. Conner stretches. Pushes in. High left arm, and that's whacked back to the bowler. No run. Elna has a look at what's happening behind her. He's going to have a bit of a flick at the non-striker's end, and she decides not to. Well bowled, young lady. 1 for 8 off your 3 overs, and there's our batting tally there. It'd be great to see a couple of batters get into double figures here. We've got Molong Hobart can swing the willow a bit too, can't you? Powerful young lady. So all is not lost, H. All is not lost. It's 7 for 39. As we said, H is here for the long haul at Cricket PNG. He's talking big up this morning about having a lot more cameras around the ground here at Amini Park. And also a lot of other innovations. Hopefully a box that's got a window we can see through. That would be nice, wouldn't it, H? That would be really good. Bit of clean perspex on the window. Here we come. Leah, right arm over for her 3rd over. It's pitched up into that very dangerous spot just outside the off stump. We've seen it do some funny things there. Nothing too untoward, but a bit of extra bounce there, just short of a length. So good captaincy again by the Indonesians to bring Leah on from the Manu end. Let's see if she can hit that dangerous spot when she's bowled it lower. Again, short of length that time. It's slightly maybe what we'd say a push towards cover with that shot. Cautious is the word I'm after. Now it's 7 for 39 off 13.2. And again, short of a length, onto the stumps that time, pushed on the onside, no run. So this is what I'm talking about, H. With Leah on now, she has not bowled an extra, and if you keep doing that for the next few overs, it's going to make the task for the PNG side just about impossible. So great change in the bowling there. She's going to bowl a maiden over that will really put them behind the 8 ball. Again, this time down the leg side, appeal for LBW. She just let that whack into her pads. It was always going to miss leg stump, but again, it's a dot ball. This puts the run rate up to a very difficult level, and if they're not bowling wise, it doesn't give extra runs either. So a maiden over here is as good as a wicket. And she comes again. Leah again pushed tentatively, and they jog through for 1, and that could be a bye. I don't think there was any bat. That is a bye. At least it rotates the strike. We have 2 right-handers out there at the moment, which makes it easier for the bowling team as well. And an excellent over here from young Lea. Nice mechanical action. Pushes again. Oh, that's very close. Again, it could be another leg bye on this occasion. How it ended up there, I'm not quite sure. But it's a bye. So that is over called. Having a check there, another bye. That is a maiden over. Score check at 7-41. And the tail is wagging, H. The tail is wagging. There's our bowling figures there. Very impressive efforts. It's great to see 5 of the bowlers getting wickets, spreading around, and Sukma was very unlucky as well. She could have had 1 or 2 wickets herself. So Deera is going to be bowling her second over, and she's made a good start. Deera coming over the wicket, the off-break bowler. A swing onto the onside by Conio, and they rush through for 1. Bit of confusion in the field there, and their enthusiasm, H. Nothing wrong with a bit of enthusiasm. Noah Ranu. The weight of the country on her shoulders at the moment, H. She has proven she can hit the ball, and she's saying to herself it might be time to have a crack here. No use poking around. We've still got a lot of runs to go. We've got 52 off 34. We can't let it get much more difficult than that. And the spin bowler is hittable. So just checking our onside field here. We've got a deep mid wicket and a deep mid on. And now we get the extra fielder on to the onside to make it a 5-5 field. We're having a chat here, H. Having a chat. Ooh. Maybe there was a head clash there, I think. So protocols now to say we have to test that this person's all right. And for our PNG viewers and viewers all around the world, we know that concussion protocols are taken very seriously in all sports these days. In comes Deera once more, well flighted, a bit of slow spin on that occasion. I think in AFL football, which is my great passion, I think it's an 11-day break. So if you do have concussion, you're not to play sport or train for 11 days at least. Floated up. That's bowled her around her legs. That is bowled Loa Ranu, who was a great hope for this PNG innings. It's bowled around her leg, and a well-deserved wicket there for Deera. A well-deserved wicket. And the girls are excited. They are very excited. 2 for 4 off 1.3, and that's reward for being brave enough to float the ball up and give it a tweak and get that ball talking. Oh my goodness sakes, that makes it hard. But remember, the Indonesians were 9 for 60 odd and got up to 90. So all is not lost. And of course we've got the great, my favourite, Holong Hobart, the Tassie Tiger, coming into bat. She's done it with the ball. We want to see some with a bat as well. Let's do the equation. 52 runs to win off 33 deliveries, 2 wickets in hand. That is achievable with the right mindset. Deera has other thoughts. She is happy as Larry out there, H, isn't she? She's got a smile from ear to ear there. And it's infectious. This team, we're only the left-hander now, but they do just not only love cricket, they love life. It's just been a pleasure to have them in PNG. Absolute pleasure. Deera's thinking about coming right arm around the wicket to the lefty. She's going to try and pitch it onto the stumps and straighten the ball up, or get her prodigious offie going. Little nick through the keeper would be good. She's also got the lefty hitting against the line. She's going to try and tempt her, I'd say, by angling into the pads. Can Molong control herself? Yes, she can. That is textbook stuff, H, from the Tassie Tiger. Textbook stuff. Let's educate H day today. The Latin name for the Tassie Tiger, H? It's called the Tyler sign, H. Write that one down. Take some notes on your little whiteboard, H. It's called a Tyler sign. Is it a marsupial, H? Is it a marsupial? Right down the leg side. He's going, what's he talking about? That is a wide down the leg side. So a lot of people think the Tassie tiger is a cat, H. I think it's in the feline kingdom, but it's not. It's in the same family as the kangaroo, the same family as the wombat and the koala. They give birth to tiny, tiny little worm-like creatures that then suckle inside the pouch of these creatures. So, H, there's another fascinating fact that I'm going to get you or hit you with in a moment. The Tassie tiger is a carnivorous marsupial, H, which means they eat meat, hence they have those big teeth, like the Tassie devil and the eastern quoll. That one's down the leg side, a bit of pad, no chance of a run. Hence I said, H, that these little microphones look like a baby quokka. A quokka is another marsupial that lives on a small island off Western Australia, and when they're born they're tiny little wormy things, and then they fluff up like our microphones, H. In she comes, Dira, around the wicket, floats that one right up, and it's hit into the cover region. A chance for a run out but a fumble, and they've got through for the one run. H is saying, I've given up on school 10 years ago, I don't want to hear this stuff. Just letting you know, listeners out there, H's dad is a wonderful teacher here in Port Moresby. He just resigned at the end of last year, but I'm sure he's coming back to teach. Look at that for partnerships, nothing significant, guys, and that tells a story in itself. So big job for Molang and Conia here. You have got 5 overs, 30 deliveries to get it close to that target. Bit more camera work coming up here from H. Hope it's a brief one. H just loves new stuff. He's got his fluffy little microphones here that link up with our visuals, and of course lots of people don't believe about what we eat up here. No advertisement for Arnott's, but if you can throw us some 3 fully loaded chips up here, we'll be much appreciated. We'll keep showing your stuff on camera. Rangeview Plaza, how about a few freebies, please? That's wide outside the off stump and quarter wide, and Molong Hobart, watch that one go through the keeper. It's actually we better check who's on strike here, H. I think it might be Conia on strike. Can we check? Going floated up onto the leg stump, a swinger and a whacker behind square leg. They've gone for a run, they've hesitated. Molong's in big trouble here. I think we've got a bit of confusion on who's facing at the moment, H. I think we can fix that up. A flick of the switch is definitely Connie or Guevara on strike. Molong's effort to get back wasn't the most graceful, was it, actually? In comes Intan, left arm around the wicket, floats outside off stump. That is a wide. Slippery hands now, she's saying. That's 2 for the over. Get it back online. 1 for 12 for 2.1 overs. She haunches over, talks to herself and say, land this one in the spot. Keeper crouches down, floated up, and that spins quite prodigiously. It's up in the air over the top of mid-off. They've run through for 1, they're back for 2, shy at the bowler's end, at the keeper's end, bowler's end, and they've got through comfortably for 2 runs. Yes, sorry we didn't have more items. H, you can put the camera up again tomorrow and flash it onto all the other yummy things we have to eat here, and hopefully Rangeview Plaza Shopping Centre might come good with a few freebies, H, hey? They might sponsor our Anzac Day commemoration tribute, hey? That's a good plan, H. Intan, couple of wides in this over, that's better. Outside off stump, plain a miss from Conio Guevara, no run. Never a dull moment from H here. He's doing heaps of things. He's on his phone, he's TikToking, he's scoring. He's telling the people down there to do their stuff properly. In comes Intan. It's short again outside time, tugged onto the onside, and they jog through for one. Is Mari here today, H, with the kids?
I'm not sure. I came with
Seeing if H's wife is here, Mari. She does a power of work when we have Creo Carnival. She did all the cooking last time, and boy, what a feast she did dish up for all the kids there. We had nearly 500 kids over a few days, H, didn't we, hey? It was massive for the family. So this one's outside the off stump, bit of in swing there, spin. It's hit onto the onside, and they don't go through for one. Nearly a mix up there. Molong telling her to get back. Molong has one thought in her mind at the moment, H, and that's boundary. Two thoughts actually, boundary onside. Let's see with the left arm orthodox spin bowler coming around the wicket if Molong Hobart can hit with a spin. She does, and she tries to. It goes straight to mid wicket and no run. That is over. And a change of ends, guys. A punch of the fist here, and look at the worm. It's still achievable, H. It's a bridge a long way away, but that worm is starting to turn. I'm trying to build up the atmosphere, H. Hopefully we've got a close one on our hands. The crowd is building here at Amini Park. Lots of excitement in the crowd with the Creo Cricket Cup. The Creo Cricket Cup being held at Amini Park after we finish here. I think all the players have gathered at the moment for their 1 o'clock start with 4 overs remaining. It is Kantika coming on to bowl from the Bassini end. She flights it and it's driven onto the onside, no run. Thought about it. With 46 runs coming from 24 deliveries, it's time for Molong and Konya to make their move. Will they use their feet? In comes Kantika. She's got 3 from 4 for 2.1 overs. She's still got 2 overs to bowl. And she would be cock-a-hoop. That's over pitched and that should be hit, but it wasn't hit. There's an appeal for LBW, but that was going to miss leg stump. And that was the hit me delivery, wasn't it, H? That was the one that said 4 runs. It had it written all over the ball. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. No luck. Gavira flicks the ball from hand to hand, takes a stance, 4 steps, in she comes, tweaks it, bit of flight, that's up in the air, back to the bowler, back to the keeper, it's a fumble, it's not out. H, I was thinking a word starting with O just then. We're hoping that Molong didn't obstruct the catcher on that occasion, but she didn't. She did what she's allowed to do, and that's get to the other end in a legitimate line. So Molong, you did nothing wrong. They have to work around you, and now you've got your chance with the right arm bowler to bowl to hopefully hit straight. We've got a mid wicket, a mid on, but it is quite achievable for her to hit straight here. Hopefully get some 4s. That is over pitch once more. She's gone across the line and it's over to mid wicket and stopped. .4 overs down, 8 for 49. First step, let's bring up the 50 off this delivery. Molong Hobart over pitched again, whacked on the onside. This time it's again straight to the short mid on position, no run. Molong just trying to hit the ball too hard on this occasion. She just needs to relax, watch it straight onto the face of the bat and follow through. That one again is over pitch. She pushes that onto the offside, no run. And that is over. Kantika 3 for 5 of 3. She's got 1 more over to bowl, and it's starting to get really, really tough for the Cialis here. Really tough. Change of the bowler again, number 22 H coming on to bowl. Sukma's coming on to bowl her fourth and final over. She's been a difficult proposition today, Sukma. Great effort, number 9, she deserves a wicket. Bowling to Conio. Conio leans back, punches that on to the onside, and they jog through for 1. Yeah, she's been the one's got the most bounce anyway, H, hasn't she? She's coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Mutia's been doing a lot of the captaincy in terms of field positions out there. And she's done a splendid job out there, helping her captain, Lukman. Once again, this one's on the pads, tucked around the corner. There's 1 run there. They could look for 2, but they won't. Oh, H, why do they do it for us all the time, hey? These games have been so tense. And we're going to have another one going down to the wire here. H is saying lunch has arrived. He's excited. I think from what the look on his face, he's saying buffalo burger. This one's pushed backward a point and they jog through for 1. So the word urgency is coming into the batting now, guys. We know 43 runs to win, 16 balls remaining, and we haven't got the big show out there, H. We need to make our own big show here. So what I'd like to see is that we don't lose all our wickets, guys. We'd love to see that we don't lose all our wickets. There's a picture down there. H has got one of Q Kwanaki Gowdy, our I'll try and get this out, H. Our cricket Creo guru. That's a mouthful. 1 run. They're going back for 2. Chance for a run out of the bowler's end. Oh my goodness, it's hit the stumps, H, but that is not out. Oh, urgency, H. This is really, really good. They know now that they have to score 2 runs per delivery. No holds barred. It's even nearly up to 3 runs per delivery now, H. So we need some 4s. And it looks like the Tassie Tiger is on strike here. She's thinking, I need a big one here. Over pitch down the leg side, called a wide. And if we can get a little bit of a repeat of what happened in the innings when the PNG girls were bowling, there were a lot of extras in the last 3 overs. I would say they'd probably bowl an extra 2 overs on top of the 3 that were done. So a chance here if they can put these bowlers off their line. This one's not off line. It's hit lustily onto the onside. Oh, and it's fielded well and thrown back. Fielding drill stuff now. Score is up to 56 for 8 of 17.5 overs. And H is starting to get twitchy here. He had to limit the amount of energy drinks he has in the box. He couldn't sleep last night. And he comes. It's the high action. That's the spot outside the offside. Tugged onto the onside. They look for a run and no luck. And that is over. Here's the equation, guys. 18 overs down. That gives us 2 overs to go, 12 balls remaining, and a lot of runs to get. Do the maths there. Divide how many 12s into 38? That's around about 3.2 runs per over. That's a big ask, but not per over, per delivery, guys, not per over. H. We've got a big afternoon after this one. We'll fly down. We won't have a lot of chat after the game, guys, because H and I have to get down there and help with the Creo cricket. And it's Creo way to go to Savo. Dira, making sure that ball is not shiny but is dry. There's still a little bit of dampness there in the outfield, making sure she can get a grip on it as she comes over, round the wicket, right hand round the wicket, pitches on the leg. That one spins prodigiously. A big appeal for LBW. That was missing off stump H, and that's again the umpire just get a quick look at that one. Dira, right arm around, over pitched, it's outside the off stump. Little bit of spin there, but really did tempt the batter, Molong Hobart, to have a whack at that. It's difficult when you're in the side for your bowling to then come out and shine with the bat as well, but Molong's putting her best effort up, 5 from 13. I think she'll have a crack at this one, and she does. Down the leg side though, called her wide, and that's another run to the chase. 8 for 58 off 18.3 overs. 10 balls remaining, 37 runs required, 2 wickets in hand. It's a tough ask. In comes Dira once more. Right arm around. Again, drops down sharply. A bit of flight there and a bit of drop, a bit of loop. And for some reason she's touching her shin pad there. I'm not sure why. This might be one of their secret symbols. Bit of a gameplay situation here, H. What's happening? She leads over. This one floats down onto the middle and off, and she's pushed it down to mid on for 1 run. Chance of an overthrow? No. Probably 3 people backing up. 9 balls remaining, 37 runs. 8 balls remaining, 36 runs. PNG need boundaries. They need 2 things. They need the bowlers to bowl no balls, wides, and they need some boundary hits. Again, that's looped up. She's got underneath that one onto the onside, and they've run through for 1. So well done, Conia. You've been there now for 20 odd deliveries. You're on 8 runs, and Molong Hobart on strike. And the Cialis can say, what if? What if we bowled a little bit tighter those last few overs, hey? And that last wicket partnership was the size of a play and a miss. A appeal for a stumping, not out. She didn't lift that back foot. That left foot stayed planted. But when it happened, H, when I was sitting in the box here, and that tail wagged and wagged and wagged for that 9th wicket, the 10th wicket partnership, we thought this could cause problems for the girls. So, not being negative soothsayers, but we did sort of have a big worry that 90 odd runs was above par in our opinion. It might have made it difficult for the girls, but to the Cialis' credit, they've hung in there and they haven't lost all their wickets. So all is not lost with 6 balls to go, 35 runs to win, and the big show not out there. Oh, we think we're in big trouble here, H. So Maxwell from Victoria, known as the Big Show. So if he was out there batting now, H, I think the odds would still be even. I've seen him play some amazing innings over the years, and of course he's a Victorian, H. We know the best cricketers from around Australia come from Victoria. Our ICC friends will back us up on that one, I'm sure. But Lea, the last over of this match, bowling to Conia Guevara. Conia pushes it on around the corner on the onside, gets past the keeper, and they jog through for 2. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close, but the throw is a bit wide of the keeper and no chance for a run out. Lea, right arm over, pitched on off stump, angling back into the batter, and safely negotiated with Konia with the middle of her bat, pushes it back to the bowler. And a bridge too far is now a bridge impossible, H. 4 deliveries to go, legitimate deliveries to go, 33 runs to win. It is getting impossible. Once again, Lea well up into the block hole. A thick outside edge down past third man. They're going to get 2 runs easily here, and they jog through for the 2. So well batted, Conair. That brings you into double figures, and for the team today, that's a rarity. I think she's first of the Cialis to get to the double figure mark. H is going to nod again for those people watching overseas. Cialis, why do we call our teams that? It's because Cialis are frangipani, which is very prevalent, a beautiful flower here in Port Moresby and across PNG, across the South Pacific. In comes Lea once again, wide outside the off stump, thick outside edge, stopped by the short third man, and they jog through for 1. Right guys, as soon as we finish here, we're back online again. Hello everyone, thank you for watching today. Thanks for our sponsors, everyone we've mentioned over the last couple of days, especially the ICC. Massive day tomorrow. The reason why we have to talk and run is because we have to get down there to the presentation area where about 100, not probably 100, maybe about 70 kids are waiting to start the grand finals of the Creo Cup. My job to make the speech at the start. In comes Lea, pushes that one on the onside, does Molong, and they jog through for 1. And with 1 delivery to go, congratulations to this smiling assassins from Indonesia. You have been brilliant in everything you've done today. Batted really, really determinedly in the latter overs, which got you a score of over 90 runs, which was above par. And now you've bowled really, really tightly like we predicted and made it hard for the Cialis to chase that score down. So last ball from Lea, it's pushed beautifully onto the pads, pushed down to the onside. They're going to go for 1, hold the ball, run out is on, and that is game, set and match. Congratulations to the girls from across the archipelago of Indonesia. You've represented your country brilliantly in every game you've played. Well done to the Cialis. We didn't go all out. We're on 65 runs to finish off with, and that's a more pleasing total than we got yesterday. So there's a lot of learnings to come from these games. So thanks again for watching and listening, guys. It's been another competitive game today from these up-and-coming young champions from across East Asia and the South Pacific. So thank you guys. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. 2 games on tomorrow. One of the highlights of the day is H's highlights, and that last one is a run out that went to the keeper. A lot of talk, double play, and the throw actually hit the stumps directly. See you tomorrow, guys.